that it happens to be the stage 2 and going into Busan. We have the results of our skirmish and Sushi Boy.
He just keeps sitting these kids down. What's going on?
Yeah, it's like the dedicated skirmisher on the side of Full Sense. Yeah, it's
on the grind.
Assistant coaches might be cracked in the skirmish. I think we got to throw. They should have thrown
Get
you in
me
the
in
circle.
there. Get me in. I can beat all of them. Now, we do have the map veto, and this is a straight up weird veto.
Yeah, I mean, this is what you get. I feel like you always get weird vetoes when Frost is the one behind the vetoes in the team, whether he's, you know,
hello,
dosto. Breeze has been banned by both of these teams in the past, and they've been flipping that a little bit around. Genji's going to take that out. You get Lotus picked up by Genji. It's not a map we've seen too much so far in Pacific, but Full Set's picking a Sunset that they've lost twice on with two different comps.
And Genji keep winning Sunset.
Yeah,
so it's a little
Genji
strange.
3-0 on Sunset, right, guys, by the way.
And also, Genji picking Lotus, that one is a little bit surprising for me.
भाई इतना loud sound क्यों आ रहा है मेरे
Just
को?
save it for the playoffs, guys.
इसकी वजह से आ रहा होगा ना ये 100 पे.
It's sort of in a weird position where their standings can't change from this game, so a lot of what they're looking to do is probably kind of hide their strats.
Alright, अब सही रहेगा, अब सही रहेगा, अब सही रहेगा.
The compositions could
Hello,
get weird.
hello,
I think the veto is weird.
Welcome.
yeah, if this is your last hand to play before the playoffs, right?
To another VCD Pacific live
maybe there's something that we're
stream.
not seeing just yet. We have our predictions on the board. A lot of us favoring Genji, but there is a one.
Filski.
Prediction, मेरा कहना है Genji one-sided, baby.
Honestly, let's be real. Genji, they could have lost to RRQ. They definitely could have lost to GE. Those were very, very close series. And I think Full Sense, even though there's a bit of an identity crisis going on right now, they are still a very good team. If they can lock in, this is a very winnable series for them over Genji.
वीडियो के लिए थंबनेल बनाना था और फिर वीडियो भाई मैंने सुना कि यार वीडियो में लोग नीचे कमेंट में भर रहे हैं कि यार लाउड है बहुत लाउड है मेरे को तो नहीं लगा यार लाउड
I like the name Filski.
साउंड बहुत लाउड है बैकग्राउंड म्यूजिक का
It just doesn't, I don't know, it gives me a weird feeling. So I don't know about your prediction, but definitely not weird at all is this feeling that we're seeing on the stage right now. Very
Looking fresh,
exciting
yes,
stuff.
sir.
We have Genji taking on a Full Sense for our second match of the day.
IGBB इसका मतलब क्या होता है नहीं है लाउड तो मेरे को ऐसा क्यों लग रहा है कि भाई कुछ लोगों के लिए बग है वो हाय सेबी वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम मेरे भाई और अगर आपने चेक नहीं किया है तो चेक आउट द न्यू वीडियो पिंड है पहला मैच वन साइडेड नहीं था ना वन साइडेड ही था डीएफएम 2-0 ले गई कुछ फर्क पड़ता है क्या अगर वैरल और T1 दोनों अपना अगला गेम हारते हैं तब डीएफएम आगे पहुंच जाएगी ओए T1 भी हार सकती है वैरल भी हार सकती है होली शिट डीएफएम के पास चांसेस है सही है साउंड वीडियो की अच्छा चाचा जी क्यों आज पार्टी नहीं करते आप बड़े आदमी बन जाते हैं ना मेरे भाई कुछ लोग ऐसे होते हैं They need to nerf Klurge and me for real, साले. Whereas Paper X में Paper X wins then DFM qualify.
Who would have thought that these teams would be on opposite
पर KRX को भी तो जीतना पड़ेगा ना उसके लिए.
Genji 4-0 and Full Sense with just one
T1
match
भी तो
win on the
2-1
board
2-1 हो
so far.
सकती है.
Locked into play-ins as
Sorry,
well. This
3-2
is
हो
not
सकती
at all how we thought this group would go.
Yeah, Genji have turned their year around. Last time they
Podcaster
lifted the
bhai,
trophy,
hello!
it was over in Shanghai, and that's where we're heading for champions.
Podcaster bhai,
Maybe
aa
there's
gaye.
something about that city. So they also have a very good chance of making it across to Busan now, but realistically, they can't count their chickens yet. They're still going to play this group stage game. Let's see how they settle the nerves here today and warm
NS को
themselves
अगला
up
गेम
for the
हारना
playoffs.
पड़ेगा और जी को अगला गेम जीतना
They
पड़ेगा
don't have much on the line, really. They'd love
अकेला
a
रास्ता है जी के
stage, but
लिए
let's be honest, they're already into the playoffs. For Full Sense, this is really about getting some degree of momentum going into the play-ins here. It's going to be a lot harder.
Podcaster sir है, सीख लो उनसे podcast कैसे लेते.
So even beating the top team from your group,
चिकने लग रहे हो तो आज चाट ले मुझे.
conjuring some more self-belief. least to get themselves back in fighting form as they head into the play-ins would be a positive step in the right direction for a team that has lost 3 series in a row.
Yeah, and I wonder if we're seeing a full sense that maybe might revert back to what they were doing earlier on this year.
Thank you for the chat toast, Mr. Peace. मेरी जान DFM बन against T1.
Everything in the book except what was working earlier on. Maybe it doesn't work in this current meta. Maybe it's just something different. Maybe the players also don't feel exactly comfortable going
head to head ना भाई, जो head to head है ना वो important है. अगर NS और G का tie होता है तो हमेशा NS ही ऊपर रहेगी.
Because I think they still haven't found where they're comfortable in terms of composition again. But ultimately, this game doesn't matter for them. There isn't really a lot to show here. So I wonder if maybe they've already figured something out, but they don't want to show it here, or maybe they're still in a phase of experimentation. We're not sure, but one thing is certain is that they would love to
Chat क्या बोलते हो? आज क्या podcaster भाई जीतेंगे?
Get the fan base a little bit of hope back. Show people why you made it over to London, and remind them some of the best gamers in the world. So we'll see which Full Sense do manage to show up today.
Yeah, I think you've already seen the video.
चाय पार्ले जी समझ में आता है.
Already there's some antics
चाय गुड्डे समझ में आता है.
In this matchup overall. We'll see what these teams are going to be rocking in terms of the agents, but 100% would love to see a little bit more double duelies out of the Full Sense boys. I've said it time and time again, but let the Thai gamers show their skill in the server. Interesting that Lotus will be the first map here. This is almost like a trip back in time for a team like Genji, who kind of invented the meta on this map. But as we saw in the last group stage for Genji, they've been rocking the double duelists, they've been pushing this aggressive agenda, as well as the chamber comps, and they're going to do much the same here.
Yeah, very much a straight up mirror for both of these teams, rocking with that double duelist and no Viper. So definitely interesting look here. I think both of these Vices have a lot to do, so I think that's going to be an interesting head-to-head. But I gotta say, I'm happy to see Primi and Jit boys on that 1-2 punch. Let's see if they start fast to get that ball rolling.
Yeah, for Raxkull again on the Vice, he passed the test on split before he's going to be once again given those Sentinel duties more and more often for Genji. But interestingly for Full Sense, I've been keeping an eye on who's been Senti and who's been Controller, and it's Sephiroth on the Omen, and once again, Cruz on the Vice.
Well, it's time to get into game. We are starting on Lotus. Over to your casters, Quack and Elfish.
Thank you so much, and yes, I am surprised that Vilsky is the only person that has predicted Full Sense here. And that's weird to say, obviously, because I predicted for Genji, but I think that the graphic isn't a great representation of potentially how close this match could be. When we've got all bar one of us going Genji, doesn't feel that one-sided.
I think so, though, actually. Just really based off, you know, maybe it's a bit of recency bias. Like, let's be honest, Full Sense have been having.
एक चीज बताओ, podcaster भाई.
They have. Yeah.
मतलब इनकी बात नहीं कर रहा, Frost भाई की बात कर रहा हूँ.
Exactly what they were saying on the deck.
भाई,
I feel like
एक चीज बताओ, आप G में थे, 3 सेंटिनल खिला रहे थे, लोटस पे, अचानक से डबल डुएलिस्ट.
Genji today. We'll have to wait and see. I've already kind of got the first piece of the puzzle, which we've been asking for a long time. Full Sense with that double duelist composition back online. We'll see how Genji handles it. How hard is Genji even going to come into this game?
मतलब नहीं चला ना at least. मतलब एक आदमी कितना खराब हो
to be answered. It's time to
पूरा एक सीजन बर्बाद.
Genji takes on Full Sense here on the stage for stage 2, their final game.
Extra ranks first and operator kills. Wow.
That's fair. I have a question for you though. Okay. How do you feel about the?
जी लाकिया कहाँ गया भाई? लाकिया का गेम बच गया. भाई प्रीमी रेस नहीं खेलता है ना पर चैट प्रीमी कब रेस खेला? मैंने लास्ट टाइम प्रीमी को रेस खेलते हुए कौन से ज़माने में देखा था?
That you don't have Jit boys on the race. I feel like he's far and away looked so much more comfortable on the raise than any of the other duelists that he's been on. You look at his numbers, he's really, really strong on that. And I would imagine that that's because Primi doesn't really seem to play a whole lot of Neon, right? So the alternative there would be Primi goes on to Jet, Jitboys goes on to Raze. They want to have the Neon, so Jitboys has to play the Neon. But I almost wonder if maybe we should see Jet instead. Either way, conversation for greater minds than mine. I'm just here to yell about things and might get the opportunity to do that in a second as Genji a defense on the A side of the map. Primi not having the greatest of starts there, but Jit boys.
इनका रेस प्लेयर जिट बॉयज है.
Very lovely.
और अब आई गेस ये लोग प्लेन्स के लिए तैयारी कर रहे हैं, तो इसीलिए ये लोग अब प्रीमी को रेस खिला रहे हैं.
Full Sense just taking a breath.
One, okay, all good.
For reassessing the situation too.
Love you सबको.
Which is typically how Cruz does prefer to approach things, so that's going to be the Arc Rose. some kind of a reaction out towards stairs, and that's enough for
Two look fight lene wale hain. We still gets one. Nice Karon, nice Karon bhai.
Pitched a battle between these two teams. Everybody having to keep on swinging. Karon has the 3K and then so does Kalua. It is just a meeting of the minds.
Ye rascal hai player bhai.
Having the same idea
छोड़ेगा नहीं है.
to kick things off here on Lotus.
पर one shot up, one headshot और done है उसके लिए भी game.
25 HP.
30 seconds left.
Mines and guns, low
I'm
HP.
looking two chop बहुत
You're
मारूंगा
down to the
साले.
classic too, and all the time that he actually does port over to get his
Hi, Kabir bhai.
spike down.
FS के पास chance है Genji के खिलाफ.
It's
भाई
not
ये लोग
impossible
ना
for
अभी
Axel
देख
to go
qualify
for
तो
the
हो नहीं
pickup,
सकते.
but no, he just tries
Genji
to
qualified है.
punch instead, gets an angle
ये लोग सिर्फ
over by
ट्राई करने को
Fireball.
खेलेंगे कि हम अपनी प्लेन्स में जगह अच्छी जगह.
Raxel with the headshot. Kalua
Wow,
was trying to
Kalua.
take space and Raxel reading into that nicely. So first round on the board for Genji.
आपका भाई मैं बस अभी आया यार. आज डीमन वन ने क्या क्लच किया
Not too
फर्स्ट
much
मैच
to
में
really
मजा आ
break
गया.
down though as well right now. It's
अमेरिकाज
just
में
everyone peeking out.
कॉम भाई को उसकी टीम
towards A main
नहीं
and
भर
all the
दिया.
fight and the chaos that
कॉम भाई को
ensues.
उसकी पुरानी टीम ने भर दिया ना.
More so than not, it's just thinking about, you know, Full Sense's intentions and why they perhaps didn't try to like round off elsewhere.
They've accidentally queued up for Team Deathmatch.
करोन ने पूरा फायदा उठाया
You know,
शेरिफ
and
का.
it's the first round of Team Deathmatch and everyone's just sitting there.
Woo!
I don't think you get the Sheriff in
That was clean.
the first round of TDM. But
No,
anyway,
yeah.
you get my point.
ये अपने तीन और प्लेयर डालता
The
लो.
bonus
हर्ष
weapons
भाई.
he can pick
अच्छा.
up. But anyway, yeah.
साले.
We'll run out of spawn and just
कल
shoot each
आरआरक्यू
other.
को फुल सपोर्ट.
Full Sense. Okay, this time they were.
कल आरआरक्यू को फुल सपोर्ट रहेगा दोस्तों.
It's just tough though, isn't it? I mean,
नावी टी टीम से हार गई. अबे दिखा. भाई कल
Judge, Executioner, you'd think here for
Job
Ash,
Life
actually,
ने
as Jip Boys just
इतना
goes
टफ
walking straight
कंपटीशन दिया बे.
That'll be the info
वो
given.
ओटी तक मिस्टर प्लीज मेरे भाई थैंक यू सो मच फॉर द मेंबरशिप.
Try and slow that down even further. for
इतना
Full Sense.
टफ फाइट. भाई पर वो लोग पुराने T1 प्लेयर्स ही तो है यार.
door.
अपन
No
T2
other
टीम बोल
reaction.
सकते हैं
Ash is
उनको
hiding in the
क्योंकि वो लोग
smoke
अब
too,
उनकी
out of it.
और T2 में है भाई. पर वो डोमा हो गया, अनफेक हो गया. ये सब लोग
Picking a
T1 प्लेयर्स ही तो है.
map, you sure would like to
सब के सब T1 प्लेयर्स है उस टीम में.
work it a lot more, but right now, given the fact that this is
भाई पर
Davico,
नावी कितनी खराब हो सकती है ये सोच रहे हो. Who'll win?
Ash.
I guess Genji one-sided bro.
Tingling.
Genji making it
Walking
flawless.
to see here.
And RG as well. अभी तक I guess कोई 5-0 नहीं गया चैट. कोई भी EMEA खत्म हो चुका है.
Could get run down by
EMEA में कोई 5-0 नहीं गया. पैसिफिक में भी अभी तक कोई 5-0 नहीं हुआ है.
for Primi, so it's not as if nothing
Genji
has
के
come
पास
from
chance
this
है.
round for Full Sense. They are
NRG 4-0 चल रही है.
barely chipping away at Genji's HP bars, but doing some chip damage nonetheless. See how Full Sense deals with this hold, as you'd have to imagine Genji will make it pretty tough to get through this round, but one or two quick kills from Full Sense and maybe something is on.
good flash.
Paranoia through
अरे
will cause an issue for Primi, but there's a couple of quick kills in there and low HP on Raxel as well. That defuse is not quite going to be so easy if Sephiroth is just right-clicking everyone in the face. Oh
ये क्या
my
नसीब है?
god, Athena's on 20 HP.
ये क्या
It should
नसीब है?
not
What the
have been that
fuck?
close. Oh, Full Sense. They almost won that round.
they off of the right clicks and just swings.
लास्ट वाला भी चिपक गया था.
Classic right clicks, always deadly. So perhaps
लास्ट वाले भी उसने ऑलमोस्ट चिपकाया था दोस्तों.
underestimation of Full Sense's abilities on this
Oh
one.
god 100 thieves.
I didn't think
100
they
thieves
would
भी
be
चल
able
रही
to
है क्या
get this
flawless.
far either, but all these guns robbed away now.
ये देखो उसको.
Definitely makes
Holy
it
shit,
more
भाई.
difficult for Genji to pick up the bonus on the next. That one, that's quick.
Well, it's a
China
lot
में
of
नोवा
damage
का ये
economically
5-0.
as well. You're
China,
going to force the full reinvestment
Sorry भूल जाता हूँ भाई.
next round for Genji. They don't have a lot to play with in this one.
Genji not backing down though, so taking forward space as a result of it. They don't see anything outside.
अबे तो क्या नोवा क्वालिफाई कर जाएगी क्या? अभी तक नोवा ई-स्पोर्ट्स को देखा ही नहीं ना अपन ने इंटरनेशनल में. या आई है?
On the other hand,
नहीं आई है ना शायद.
coming back into
Enterprise and
rebuild a
Ribbon will
space
do.
that has been bypassed.
Enterprise will do good. पर उनका पहला ही गेम फनाटिक के अगेंस्ट है ना.
Solo anchor, not too big of an
That's
issue
tough.
for Full Sense to break down.
क्या पता फनाटिक उनसे हार जाए पर.
Straight
मैं
into C,
उसमें तो
nice
बिल्कुल
and easy
surprise
for
नहीं
Full
रहूँगा.
Sense, so
Alright,
wanted to
first
run it
buy
back
round.
and
They're pushing
they can do
CT.
it with a little bit of extra firepower
Good
this time around.
flash.
Jip Boys a nice
Oh, he
double
gets
on the
two.
entry. Karen and Rascal going down.
Spike planted.
Gotta go.
A big scalp would be taking down Ash's rifle.
I'm out of here. Shocking.
Even with Ash's rifle in play.
Primi
both
को
really
neon
tried
नहीं
to take it
खेलना.
without any real
और
space.
जिट बॉयज को रेस खेलना है तो एक काम करते हैं, प्रीमी को रेस पे डाल देते हैं और जिट बॉयज को न्यून पे डाल देते हैं.
Into the site, but Thorns up. Ash is not too keen
ये
to go
हुई है.
sliding through that.
पेनाल्टी हार जाएगी मुझसे.
Waited out. Time now starting
नहीं.
to tick away. Jit boys
खराब तो
doing a
holy
real
shit, Jit
number
boys.
on Gen G now.
रेसी
Doesn't
खेल
quite
मेरे
get the
भाई.
ace. That's stolen away
Sorry,
by Primi.
नियोनी खेल.
As has, I feel like a lot of instances been the case for Jit
Some
boys.
fan
He's
हो गया,
sort
love
of
you यार.
had his thunder stolen by Primi quite a bit
They're
last season.
3-0
I
in
think,
best form
and
right now. बात तो सही
I
है.
feel like Jit boys has
उनके
probably
remaining
been,
games किसके साथ है?
of the two duelists, the better of the bunch. But
That decides everything.
Primi says, not yet, buddy. No ace for you.
One enemy remaining.
But that's actually a really interesting point as well. I mean, you know, it's
Remaining
all
game
points
against
for sure
C9
in the game
और
in the
Loud
server.
5-0
Yeah.
बे.
Take a look
NRG
at
5-0,
the
100
Full
Thieves
Sense
5-0.
YouTube channel,
100 Thieves का
actually.
last
They
game
had
तो
a
easy
little
के
bit of
against है.
discussion between Frost, Cruz, and Superbus talking about Jit Boys, and now he's a lot more aggressive this time around since back then on talent. But for this one now,
बात तो सही
since
है.
both teams are on full buys, let's
Frost भाई boot camp नहीं जा पाएंगे उनके. वापस एक fast seed पे. ये full sense अचानक से इतनी fast team कैसे बन गई? Nice. No mind भाई, दो लोग trade कर गए. Exer? क्या वो लोग लिंक से भी जा रहे हैं? नहीं, सिटी फाइट कर रहे, चार लोग प्लांट ही नहीं कर रहे. मां कसम, अरे कैरॉन, और करो सिटी फाइट, चार
What am I
लोग.
seeing? What am I seeing? They had the site control. They've just walked straight into Gen G, and Karen gets a 3K.
ये जो heavy brain लगाया है ना, ये जो heavy brain लगाया है.
They won the round, and then they didn't.
चार लोग सिटी फाइट करते हैं, आ जाओ.
Like, yeah,
It doesn't need to be this hard.
he's so low too.
They could have planned safe.
Goes for
Cruz
an
is
attack,
going
gets
back.
the rotation
15 HP में वो
back.
clutch करेगा
Even if
against
Cruz does actually
Texture and
get his
Karen.
way all
Wow.
himself all the way over
Wow,
to the
Cruz
side.
भाई, and IQ too high.
There's no way he's going to be able to isolate the kills here.
Okay, well, he'll get a plan at least.
All right.
जगह दिए करण भाई को बुरा मान गया वहाँ ना.
But like,
10 seconds left.
in
अगर
the
उसने सी पे
comms,
प्लांट
they were
करने का
saying
टाइम दिया, दोनों
they're
चिपक के खेलेंगे.
here.
जहाँ जाएंगे
Let's go
साथ में
back.
जाएंगे. ले
they wanted to
प्लांट
get the
भी नहीं
plan.
मिला, bro.
No.
And
That
this
could not
guy-
have ended worse. Karen gets a
एनवी का
4K.
कुछ जोर जोर से हंस रहा था. हाँ देखा मैंने भाई. अबे एनवी इतना खराब खेल रही थी, 0 रीड. और लोग चैट में क्या स्पैम कर रहे थे पता है कल अमेरिकास की, कि एनवी का कोच क्लॉड है.
Wanted to look for some more damage.
I mean, they were saying that they wanted to
भाई
go
what the
back to
fuck भाई,
Psycho,
एनवी
who might
इतना
have
खराब खेल रही थी.
knowledge of Thai, but
ब्रीज पे तो लॉस्ट, एकदम लॉस्ट
by
थे वो
turn,
लोग.
I guess. You know, it's a little bit unfortunate, but it's also what just happens, taking a lot of these forward spaces in fights. So to their detriment
Inspire was
now,
right, exactly.
Sephiroth on the Sheriff, but who knows?
अभी
Both
इको पे
down
आ गए.
as well, though, so giving up a bit of
ओए
rubble.
नो माइंड, इको पे नहीं है. 4 राइफल्स.
Ash invited to hang out with a judge.
क्लियर तो करेंगे ऐश को.
Hang out. Especially when you got backup. One for one
Texture
though.
gets the trade.
Not really going to go the way of Ash. Texture picking that kill up.
Shot.
Cruz, nice sharp shot. It's going to allow Full Sense back on in.
Oi,
From
oi,
down here, and that
ये
should
क्या play
be
बना रहा
heard
है?
by Full Sense. They're well aware of it. I'm
Zero
a
respect.
little bit perplexed as to how that one's played
भाई
out.
आप क्वालिफाई हो गए तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि आप कुछ भी कर लो.
Easy. Gen G's setup looks strong, but didn't land their shots.
कुरान ऑपरेटर कैसी है, बहुत अच्छी है. मेरे पास है, मैंने काफी यूज
And
भी
they are
करी.
aware of the flank as well, or other positions.
और उससे better exist करती है.
Sephiroth into Baby Door now.
हो सकता है
Does it spot
प्राइम इजी टीम.
anything?
नहीं नहीं.
Please don't overcook.
है ना मिका.
Hey guys, we should go see.
क्लॉड मतलब अबे क्लॉड होता है ना, जैसे चैट जीपीटी होता है वैसे क्लॉड होता है. क्लॉड CLAUD.
It's also kind
क्लाउड.
of
अरे यार
intriguing to witness
क्या
this
बोल रहा हूँ
because if you notice
Safe
in
पे
the
चले
early
गया बे.
portions of the round, Full Sense is
ट्राई करना
not
चाहिए था, क्या
having
पता वो लोग 1v4
any
थ्रो कर
alert
देते.
presence. Every single player was
साथ
holding
में
into
चारों
a
fight
lobby
लेते एक
the
line में.
entire time, which is very unlike what they used to do in some of the past weeks. You know, Sephiroth for a while was trialing out onto the duelist role, which didn't work out too great. But
Who said that?
सुनो ऑपरेटर पूरा मैं फैन हो रहा है.
Not me.
I do the G.
Third caster.
हाय SG.
But yeah, it's if you were Gen G, you know, and for
ये
everything
क्या हुआ
you
कल का?
studied up on the Full
कल का
Sense,
game है.
down to this
कल का
matchup,
game जीतना पड़ेगा.
suddenly they're making plays like this.
और
You just
नॉन्गचिम
don't
को उनका
expect
गेम
it,
हारना
so
पड़ेगा.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like my mentality coming into this game as Gen G would be, we don't really know what Full Sense is going to do. We've just got to play our own game because there's every possibility they come in with some new goofy comp that you've not seen before.
That's true.
So reading into tendencies as well would think
experience थोड़ा और होता तो Giant X को भर देते
full commitment from Full Sense actually over towards C here. Thorns do go through, but that's really not going to stop Full Sense.
प्रीमी भाई बिल्कुल मेरे जैसे सैशल करते.
Full retake attempt here for Gen G. Not a whole lot in the back pocket as far as weaponry is concerned, so it's going to have to be Sheriff headshots to get them back in, at least initially.
निकाला.
A couple of taps into Primi.
अरे
no more than
इको राउंड में अल्ट कीज दी.
Falling by the wayside. It's just a
वो भी मरने के लिए शेरिफ से.
Do a bit of damage, and that was a good attempt from Fina.
निकाला टेक्सचर.
Does have a showstopper.
Mr. 4K.
So maybe he
गन अपग्रेड मिल गई.
He's got a rifle and nothing to do with it apparently. So 3-3, Full Sense on
मैं भी सेम सेशन मारता हूँ.
Yeah, big on the high low on the other side. So showstopper would have been too wild. Didn't get a kill either, so no way to hit back into safety. But otherwise, well put together by Full Sense, and it also looks as though like
और उसको चाटा
are
वो तो दिखाओ.
let off the leash. You know, the overdrive pop by Jit Boys. This is
अरे भाई उसको चाटा नहीं दिखाया उसको जो बाहर NS हारी तो बाहर ना. हाँ तो NS अगर हार गई और G जीत गई तो NS थर्ड आ जाएगी, G सेकंड पे खत्म करेगी. पर अगर दोनों ही अपने अपने गेम जीत गए तो NS क्वालिफाई करेगी.
But I was watching Full Sense play Lotus and they looked really good on the map, and I think it's kind of
और हारे भी तो भी
क्या
बोलते हैं NS क्वालिफाई करेगी.
Definitely a map which you could see Full Sense do some work
कसम
in.
भाई.
Texture. That opening
क्या
pick on the Primi is
confidence,
going to make
क्या
matters a little
confidence.
bit worse for Full Sense.
अरे घुस गया Jit Boys.
Down at all. Jit Boys is making a lot of noise. Texture trying to get back on that line.
Oh, he got
But
stuck.
Jit Boys is too good.
Oh कसम.
Rascal there just not quite ready to help Texture.
भाई वो रास्कल थोड़ा सा किधर चले गया था? अल्ट चेक करने गया था क्या? वो अल्ट तो B पे किया है बे.
What?
Good read, Ash.
Apparently. 3-on-3 for the retake.
Jit Boys low हुआ.
Don't expect the second lurk.
No,
Winnable है?
certainly would not be. So you'd have
अरे
to
ये
imagine
क्रूज
Full
का
Sense
लर्क है ना
just
मार्क
try and
सब
play
ये
delay
बड़ा
until
दिमाग.
Cruz can get involved. Jit Boys is very low. There's a tap on the defuse. Cruz now, his position given away, and Ash is hunting, looking, trying to find anything. Eventually catches up with Kalua. Needs a headshot there and doesn't quite get it. Afina's just going to hold the defuse for the half, and as soon as he pops his head up, it'll be a third for Jit Boys. Who, interestingly
पीक फॉर्म पे खेलना पड़ेगा जो NHK. हाँ भाई आरआर क्यों अभी क्यों ट्राई हार्ड करेंगे भाई. अभी प्लेन्स आ रहा है. कितना दिन में प्लेन्स है? 4 दिन में प्लेन्स है. 9 तारीख को सारी गेम्स खत्म है. 11 से प्लेन्स चालू है. 11 या 12 से. शॉट.
Having to think less sometimes, and it works out quite nicely for Full Sense. I mean,
पॉसिबल है मेरे
it's
भाई.
always going to come down to
पॉसिबल है
this
पर
at
बहुत
some
हार्ड है.
point. And now it's going to be Gen G with the timeout force.
सीधे परफॉर्म ऑन द स्टेज. MT का गेम.
They're gonna hold
यार अमेरिकास तो यार प्लेन्स तो शायद ही करूँ भाई. अमेरिकास प्लेन्स अगर MT प्लेऑफ में पहुंची तो मेरे भाई बिल्कुल
not
करूँगा.
gone for it. They've gone for the 5 rifles.
मुन्नू भाई को करना पड़ेगा
So
XOR
that
के
again
लिए.
indicate that Full Sense kind of want to continue to play this up-tempo style.
प्लेन्स में क्या होता है?
They're feeling
प्लेन्स
good about
में
it. It's obviously working. We've seen
ग्रुप
the last
स्टेजेस
few
की
rounds.
बॉटम
So
4 दोनों ग्रुप की टीम चैलेंजर्स की 4 टीम के साथ खेलेगी. 4 डिफरेंट रीजन के चैलेंजर्स की टीम के साथ वो 8 टीमें खेलेगी. तो वो 12 टीम्स का एक अलग टूर्नामेंट है, समझ रहे हो? सारे प्लेन्स देखोगे नहीं. इंपॉर्टेंट गेम्स ब्रो, इंपॉर्टेंट गेम्स जो मेरे को लगता है कि हाँ ये देखना है, ये देखना है, ये देखना है.
Jit Boys has been able to slip past some of it because Gen G hasn't really had to play against this.
भाई फुल सेंस का Gen G हरा देगी अब. वापस एक इको पे आ गए. Gen G को एक आध इको निकालना पड़ेगा इको बैलेंस करने के लिए.
Full Sense is going to keep this up. This actually might be
ये वाली इको के बाद एक्चुअली बैलेंस हो जाएगी उनकी इको.
Just given the nature of how so many of these different defensive setups are
Yeah,
looking
Cyber
for
Bugs में
Gen
क्या
G,
बोलोगे?
they're back to the
यार
1-1-3, which
देखो
is incredibly common
वो
for every
बिल्कुल
single team.
ये होना चाहिए.
But now
राउंड
it's
रोल बैक
outlaw
होना
as
चाहिए.
well, just
क्योंकि
maximizing the economy,
बहुत पहले ना बहुत सारे ऐसे बग्स हुए हैं.
maximizing damage.
जैसे क्रू वर्सेस लाउड का एक बग हुआ था बहुत साल पहले 2021 में. साइफर कैम बग था ब्रीज पे. वो राउंड रोल बैक हुआ था, पूरा गेम बदल गया था. भले ही सेम टीम जो जीती थी वही जीती थी गेम, पर ना वो टाइम वो इंटरनेशनल गेम था शायद.
Just waiting for
अभी ना
against the stack.
वो लोग सोच रहे हैं कि भाई इतना बड़ा मैटर तो करता नहीं वो राउंड, और वैसे भी वो 1 किल का था। भाई क्रूज वॉक इन कर गया, तो इसीलिए कुछ बोल नहीं सकते।
hits a couple of headshots at the end of Cruz. Doesn't really give away the fact that there's a stack here. You've only spotted one player. Athena does eventually fall, but now Texture getting involved with that showstopper, and you're starting to think, hey, maybe there's multiple players on this site. Still, nonetheless, Full Sense will commit.
उसका दोस्त ऐसा प्रीमी मार दिया उसको।
Success in that fight against Primi.
And that probably means no success in the
format
round either. Just rack skull. He might have
कुछ नहीं है format में मेरे भाई।
work around it. Like this is
बहुत ही simple format है।
Sephiroth out towards the back end as well. Yeah. So I mean, you know what they say sometimes, Jordan. No plan survives contact.
बहुत simple format है, 2 अलग-अलग brackets बने हुए हैं।
And you don't
और lower
have
brackets
like
भी है।
a full concrete plan. It's just Jip
सारे
boys
जीतो,
coming in,
qualify हो जाओगे।
swinging around like that can still work out very neatly. And the biggest thing that they got out of this one engagement,
इसके बाद ये मैच के बाद याद दिलाओ मेरे को, मैं दिखाता हूँ।
to push up solo and then contact off of that as well.
EMEA का example
is
दे
the
सकते
fact
हैं।
that they managed to bait out Texture's showstopper because it's just one player out towards the front. Texture with the showstopper
ये qualify हाँ
does not
बिल्कुल।
collide into anything else either. So that
बस
is
NS को हारना पड़ेगा, NG को जीतना पड़ेगा। That's it।
solo.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like Jip Boys run in and kill everybody straight. It's actually not a bad shout. Pretty, on the other hand, didn't quite get the memo. He's plucked out of the air, skeet shooting style by Texture. 4 on 5 will ensue.
क्या reposition किया Texture ने खुद को, wow.
Call out of spawn that has not worked.
Yeah, now you think about macro between the sites again. The Vi setup is varied, but Full Sense off of it being tripped, trying to get themselves an engagement to
वो इसका स्टेयर्स देख लो बस, टेक्सचर भाई देख लेंगे फिर। भाई सब लोग ट्री से पुल अप करने वाले हैं। क्रूज के पास अल्ट है, क्रूज का अल्ट पहुंचाएगा। और नहीं, अरे भाई
Holding the right one at the moment, although that smoke is actually going to obscure his presence.
Oh, he gets one, holy shit!
Gets him his second for the round. Sephiroth dueling. Ash is there for the swing.
ये देख लो भाई, ये हो गई नियॉन नर्फ।
Down to just 2 now.
अभी करवाएगी।
They are being picked apart in this somewhat slower round. And Ash
gets 2.
Nice shot in the back there, and Gen G get themselves to 4. Bit of a recovery happening.
टेक्सचर तो रेस पे हाँ खेलता है ना वो रेस। टेक्सचर बहुत रेस खेलता है।
More one-dimensional again, perhaps for Full Sense. You know, just one track. Want to get into the showstopper.
Wow, Jitbo's वाला shot nice था।
And if you were,
ये देखो ये कितने confidently duel लिया।
You have to know a singular smoke.
Bro, this should be illegal.
Pop in and out of those,
as we saw in that game against GE.
Exactly.
When you then play planes, then play planes है planes.
I don't know.
I'm just saying he was playing really well against GE.
He really did. And now he's going to do even more.
Planes बहुत लंबा है पेपर। वहाँ से तो 100% हो ही जाएंगे।
I wonder how chat's looking.
Bro, they are going playoffs anyways.
Full Sense slowing things down, which is kind of what they do need to pull off.
They'll own planes one-sided.
Which forces Gen G to question things. They're starting to play more forward, just in case. Get some information off of it as well. It's a
4 लोग भी fight कर रहे हैं।
a separate angle being held. It's Kilo with the Prowlers, still not seeing too much. Chip Boys.
Shot!
Oh no!
कितना नवेर आया था? अगला नहीं था, चाचा
another 3K. He just keeps killing everyone. And Gen G win themselves another round.
Just had the setups for it. You know, things get slowed down. And there's not enough
in-game language change
control, and then it's just
lower bracket नहीं जाना चाहिए बस।
Setups where Gen G have players in position.
Planes lower bracket. Planes lower bracket भी लंबा ही है।
All the numbers being brought up again. It's just sharp.
Yeah, that adjustment, the spray down. Beautiful stuff.
आपने EMEA की ट्रॉफी देखी थी? नहीं यार।
5 and 5.
देखते इसके बाद Champs हो जाएगी C9 और NV में से।
Pressure now back on their shoulders as the last couple of rounds have gone the way of Gen G. They don't seem to have a great way of dealing with
भाई
this
कुछ भी बोलो, NV पूरी टीम घटिया खेलती है, हाँ बेहुदा। पूरी टीम हकती है और सबसे ज्यादा हकता कौन है पता है? केजनेट और रॉसी। और पर गाली किसको पड़ती है पता है? सिर्फ डीमन वन को। क्यों भाई?
Texture, he's going again.
Here it is. Oh, I'm so ready for it. Look at that. Because why not?
Okay. That is too good, man.
Anywhere that Texture goes, death and devastation follows for Full Sense. He might get himself one more here. Prowler spots him out, pushes him away, but he's having to jump back up to the relative safety of Karen's loving arms as Jip Boys will fall.
अब दिख रही है ना जेंजी?
Once again, kind of losing control of this half again. Drop is in there from Karen, probably heard by Primi.
भाई जब तक ये प्रिमी जिंदा तब तक राउंड नहीं है. प्रिमी को मारना पड़ेगा. और गुड फ्लैश, clear him bro, clear him. What, he still gets one, nice.
Kalua as well, they found a killer piece, that's not quite going to be enough. But if Genji keeps swinging one by one, maybe there was a chance.
Primi 2-7,
will shut it down, 6-5 Genji.
Kezinit भाई को तो घी खत्म है. Kezinit भाई should back it up.
Mid reload.
Put the fries in the bag, bro.
Didn't see him instead, so.
करके मार रहा है प्राइम टेक्सचर बैक. हाँ ना?
The car is still okay-ish, but yeah, it's like you look at how the rounds play out. You don't see like too much
confidence क्या है? Confidence ऐसा है कि भाई उसके पास कोई TP out agent नहीं है.
Shots, Karen as well. Genji has more setups to allow them to trade.
Util की टेंशन ही नहीं है उसको.
Gives you that icky feeling, you know.
कितने demon region change कर लिया वो. हाँ ना भाई.
Sephiroth is kind of naked without
Pacific में भी आया था T1 में खेलने. EME भी गया था. सही बात है बे. हर जगह आवाज. Good flash. तीन लोग को connect हुआ वो flash.
Through as well, pops his own fast lane. Jip Boys gets the better of the engagement. Even despite all of that investment from Genji, they come off worse for it. Karen is going to try and teleport out to safety, unable to do so. So now it's all on Texture to try to hold. Overdrive gets another one for Jip Boys. This is becoming a real mess for Genji. They took a battle they couldn't win apparently, and Jip Boys is just, I mean, on a tear. He's 16 in this half, so Full Sense will claim the 6-6.
Foxen and Barrel में खेल रहे हैं भाई.
It's all even.
Visit Classic buy करनी है any suggestions?
And that's what I thought about
जो
this
champ जीत जाता है
entire
उसकी
matchup.
कर लो.
It's just
Trophy
without
देखते हैं ना मैच के बाद
having,
देखते हैं.
much reads or I guess anticipation against your opponent's
better
tendencies or
Knights
anything like
खेल
that. Everyone's just playing set
और Knights
strats
नया भी है
into
भाई.
set
Knights को
strats
बहुत
and it can become quite
सीखेगा
volley.
Knights तो
But this time around,
चलेगा.
because it was earlier forward space that Genji took up,
Envy तो 100% बाहर होने वाली है.
Full Sense were
मतलब पार्टनरशिप से सबसे पहले बाहर करेंगे उनको.
his thing as well, like he just
काला था क्या लोग बोलते बहुत ज़्यादा टॉक्सिक प्लेयर है वो.
corner.
भाई Kezinit ना. Kezinit पता है तुम लोगों को कब का प्लेयर है? Kezinit जब भी प्राइम आसपास था ना, प्राइम आसपास तब लोग compete करते थे, मतलब डिबेट करते थे कि Kezinit बेटर है. ऐसे बोलते थे लोग, आसपास से बेटर Kezinit है. वो टाइम जब 10s when सब लोग थे.
Everyone was talking about Primi. Primi was the one that was dropping all the kills. Everyone was excited. And Jip Boys was sort of
बोलते थे भाई क्योंकि तब Kezinit खेलता था भाई, प्लेयर था वो टाइम. आज भी याद है फनाटिक के नहीं सेंटिनल्स के अगेंस्ट वाइंड पे एक गेम देखा था. होली शिट. पर अभी हो गया भाई, उम्र हो गई है उसकी.
And that's one of the big
better aimers आ गए. 2022.
I don't know when it was recorded, but a lot of talking points and how they have their sights set on
Kezinit का हो गया.
You know, however they perform the group stage, they want to get their fundamentals built up to a point where they can surpass their form from back then in Masters London, where they realized aim and firepower alone was not going to be enough. And
तो पार्टनरशिप में है ही नहीं ना. हाँ एग्जैक्टली, पार्टनरशिप में तो है नहीं, पर जो लोग उनको पार्टनरशिप में लाए, क्या चैट अभी भी कोई भी है उनमें से? Bro wait,
take fights, wants to call for specific plays, and that works out very neatly into a team that's looking to play with more flexibility.
एक भी प्लेयर नहीं है ना.
Information outside of B, Jip Boys is calling it
फिर
out.
नेक्स्टर भी गायब हो गए.
Is already in position around A.
Yeah, space already being taken into A as well by Genji. Cruz will
try to get some shots on the cross, but Texture,
ever the monster on the pistol rounds. Just finding himself another headshot. Gets a little bit too overeager there onto Kalua.
Good stun, get him.
Reload
Nice.
bolt. There's just nothing to be done. Ash finds an easy trade. Primi.
Oh,
duel for him.
Primi!
Gets caught off guard by Rakskol, and Genji pulling ahead in this pistol. Brilliant news for the Korean fans.
Just being able to start off right. All the little dominoes get set up and pushed around.
आता मैं पिस्टल राउंड अब.
I suppose if anyone is going to make a retake happen right here, it will be Jip Boys.
का हो गया लंदन के बाद.
Doesn't have a huge amount of time to work with, but helped out there by that initial headshot from Sephiroth that will allow a little bit more space. Really see that Jip Boys is trying to kind of let Sephiroth be the one to claim that initial space, but in the end, they have to make something happen, and Athena is there waiting for them. So Gen G, they do finish off that pistol round and get underway nicely on the attack of their map pick.
It's like both teams as well, like so many sheriffs.
Oh, what a shot from
Yeah. Holy shit, bhai.
Just so good on those. And
He's
again,
he's just so deadly with the pistol.
तो बेबी पे कैसे मार रहा है भाई? बेबी पे फौलादी खून है भाई, फौलादी खून.
Pistol round, right? Like just a lot of these big fights, despite the holds.
बेबी पे अभी भी गरम है.
You just gotta cross your fingers and keep moving forward onto the next
इसका
one.
घी जो है ना, भरपूर.
Oh, and it stacks on both.
60 साल में मारेगा वो मेरे को तो लगता है.
You'd have to imagine that's going to work out for Gen G pretty nicely. Wall's going to be triggered. Ooh.
Hello.
It's actually pulled Gen G back away from A.
मजाक से हट के भाई. अमेरिका जैसी बड़ी लीग में 30-30 मारना तो भाई बड़ी बात होनी चाहिए एक 30 साल के आदमी के लिए. उसके लिए एक अवार्ड मिलना चाहिए उसको, बहादुरी का मेडल.
So pulling the rotation back, if they do their due diligence in clearing out some of these corners, they might be able to get an advantage and the spike plant. And I suppose
No
that's
bandits?
what Gen G is betting on.
अब तो क्लियर हो गई.
Corner, though.
Oh, it's going to be cleared. Pretty heads up from Texture.
Respect baby, exactly.
Wall's going to close on Jip Boy, so no concerns for Gen G thus far. Pretty much waiting that timer down though. Isn't going to allow that rotate to come across from Full Sense, and we saw what damage Full Sense could do with the classics in round 2 of the first half. So I'm not going to count my chickens just
Gen G
yet,
बहुत ही
but that's
slow
a
attack
nice
वाली
entry
टीम है ना.
for Ash. It'll help out.
Double or short if in a mock or some flawless.
Gen G get in, they get that sight nice and easy. They get
दो
the
शेरिफ रखे थे, मतलब next round full buy करेंगे.
Just
इस बार को देखना है यार, हाँ ना यार.
well, so
टीम में से निकाल देंगे
economic
वैसे.
approach to it.
इंटरनेशनल में तो एक्सेल ही से हारना है.
Around here.
Because if you
क्या अमेरिका का घी है, अमेरिका में ही चलता है.
spike down and your opponents are elsewhere on the map with pistols,
Oh,
they're more than
short!
likely
अरे
to
क्या
play for
शूट कर
exits
रहा है?
or die to the
ये क्या
spike,
शूट
which
कर रहा है?
means
मौक कसम.
you don't go for those kills, you don't get those alt points.
Gen G champs, मेरे को तो लगता है भाई Gen G stage 2 जीतने वाली
every
है.
single kill, no
मेरे को
damage to
full feeling आ रहा है भाई ये लोग
themselves,
stage
just
2
getting a spike
जीतेंगे.
plant. No way.
या तो सेकंड तो आएंगे. पेपर एक्स का अगेंस्ट जाएगा इनका फाइनल.
And a solo cruise on C site. This
हाँ
is
लक फॉर्म पकड़ लिए दो प्लेयर लाके.
a little bit worrisome.
ऐसा एक फ्रेश टीम दिख रही है.
Here comes the push again. Oh, and Cruz waiting
अटक गया कांटे में.
patiently for Ash on that entry, just at the end of his slide. That headshot across.
Perfect timing on the thorns.
वो भी 4 राइफल. सा सिटी कोई नहीं है, खाली फुकट सिटी मिल जाएगा उसको.
With the full intention to
4 लोग फ्लैंक कर रहे हैं. अबे अगर वो क्रूज मार दिया तो कितना कंट्रोल रहेगा.
Cruz, as long as he holds that, it splits Gen G's defenses apart.
Now Raxel and Athena
Cruz को duel नहीं हारना है बस वहाँ पे.
Here, that Prowler's going to go forward. Paranoia
पीछे जा
doesn't
रहा है.
quite connect. Chip Boys
Trade.
got away with one.
अभी
That's
दिया.
enough. Kalua in for the trade.
It's not going
Providing a
city.
little bit more space for Full Sense on this retake.
Cruz
Now
waterfall आ रहा है.
on 4. But Texture and Karen have been the
अरे भाई कल
standouts.
डिफ्यूज करोगे.
Now it's just Texture to try and get this one over the line. That's too much to ask. Privy having some success. Full Sense.
लाकिया वेलरन ले.
Back. It is going to be a close map. I imagine this series is
उसका पॉडकास्ट देखा बोला I'm going to be अरे
Hells yeah. A much more
कोच भी है क्या कोई फ्रॉस्ट
well thought
Bro,
out
actually-
round from Full Sense.
आफ्टर
And again, it's one of those things that Gen
this
G,
bro-
you know, maybe hasn't really contended with,
क्या बोलते
at
हैं
least on in an official capacity. But
One enemy remaining.
it's so
आफ्टर
lovely
राष्ट्रवाणी
to be able to
मैं
split
देखता हूँ
those
Frost.
defenses, make
Number
sure that
2
every single
podcaster in the
engagement
world.
they take
Joe
against
Rogan से भी
Gen
ऊपर.
G, they're working at a numbers disadvantage. So
फ्रॉस्ट एक
to
बहुत बड़ा
put that
पॉडकास्टर है.
forward could work out very neatly.
बहुत बड़ा,
now.
माँ कसम
One
क्या-क्या
more
पता होगा.
split, Full Sense
Bro
gets
is like
information
currently
outside
ranked
of C,
number
but
2 in the
Gen G
world.
will still have their full buy, and let's take a listen in.
시롱
문 열어봐.
합치면 카운터
리콘까지.
확인 A쪽 그대로
선
가자 얘들아
선 넘기
쓰리로 와
같은데?
너안 도와줄 거야
다시까지 빠졌고.
설대
1번 가릴게 1번.
어,
우리 한번 더 열게 기다려봐.
궁 아낄게 궁 아낄게
딱 플래시 조심.
라우러
시롱 시롱 나왔고 이제. 기다려.
이러면-
블락 까지.
4 लोग पुश कर रहे हैं क्लियर करने वाला रास्कल को. Oh gets one.
디들 시 나왔어.
설대 없고 들어가
फास्ट मिल गया. अकेला क्रूज है स्मोक के पीछे बैठा है.
연막 3초. 근데 우리 라인 좀 크게 먹어야 될 것 같아.
난 트리스
붙어줘. 걸려.
Gen G with another plan. bit of a forward hold against this retake attempt, but Cruz is shutting it down alone.
Nice 2v2.
He does get brought back. Now it's all on the shoulders of Karen, but remember
Karan
he
bhai
has
zinda hai
been
to
able to find
nikalenge.
many a multi-kill.
Ye dekh
And
lo,
here's
ye-
another one on offer.
Oi,
Sephiroth
1v1?
down, leaves Primi alone. Karen very comfortable with the spike's location. Tap
Bro,
on it here from
repositioning is
Primi as he
so
goes
good.
hunting through the smoke. But Karen aware now, the time is on his
Taps
side.
again.
And
Nice!
gets the swing in perfectly.
Beautiful mark, Kasam.
Another
So
brilliant
good.
round from Karen. He is gifting Gen G so many in this map.
Big clutches.
Revocation of value.
Multi-kills, you called it. The fact that he holds for that pixel angle to take the first one as well. You can see, again, it's a
Do kills
similar
badhiya
idea
the,
to
yeah?
how Full Sense wants to go for that retake. Cruz draws the attention away, the whole team on the flank. The numbers actually worked out very neatly.
Galat
but
player zinda tha par samne.
if Karan's on the other side, Full Sense
Part time coach.
aware. Makes it look so
Karan bhai nahi manenge ab.
easy as well, and now economy starting to run a bit dry.
Karan
Cruz
bhai
on
na
the Sheriff,
rukte.
but again, it's still another 1-4 split. No flank this
Eco aa
time
gaya?
around though. Gen G a bit wise to it as well.
एक शेरिफ पर 4 राइफल बाय करते हैं ये लोग. Genji का अटैक मैक्रो क्या है?
Very early rotation though, which means Gen G are just kind of scratching their heads, trying to put this puzzle together. They decide on towards A.
Cruz has heard a step.
That's right.
काटे की भी आवाज आ जाएगी अगर वो छोड़ेगा तो.
Instead of flanking through C, perhaps Full Sense
तो
does
info
it
तो
through
heavy
B
रहेगा.
instead.
So they're just
Full Sense-
contacting.
Cruz has to try and delay as
Am I
much as
involved किया?
possible.
They bait the wall out nicely. Don't even necessarily have to commit to the A site here. Still got 50 seconds.
Free
If
mill
they
गया.
wanted to rotate off, they could,
ये
but
लोग
Full Sense
सारे
have fully come
spot
across
कर
that
लिया.
flash through.
Put flash.
Slow Gen G down all that much. Ash gets the better of Jip Boys.
Use low है.
Still 4 players to find, however, and that's
अभी
a
दो लोग
lot
बैक
of
साइड
numbers
3
on the
लोग
site that
चारों के चारों
Gen G
इधर ही है
now starting to
4v4
become aware of.
फाइट है ये.
Might be a bit of a problem
30
for them.
सेकंड है मां कसम Genji कुछ
Again,
पीछे. Oh,
continuing to
what good
open,
trade
and
1
again,
for 1.
Gen G just slowly trying to
Oh,
work
bad
their way
timing
into
कि
the
लोग
site.
कहाँ shoot कर रहा है?
It's 1-for-1s across the
1v2.
board until Ash strikes and gets
कसम
the
Ash.
overdrive to finish it off.
फ्रॉस्ट का से अमेरिका है. अमेरिकन है वो.
Is again
की भाई है
just
वो.
that extra bit of
What do you
star
rank
power.
record? Do you rank followers?
Like you start to see it in so many of these rounds now for Gen G. Whenever it comes down to some of these last trickle down
नहीं
fights
बढ़िया
and
घुसता.
moments, it's always a player like Karan, Ash, maybe even Texture
भाई
to be able
Cruz
to clutch
shoot
it
तो
out.
कर रहा.
They have the
Oh,
overdrive, they just
Ash.
swing in for it. For all the work that Full Sense
भाई
is
Ash
trying
enjoy
to
कर
put
रहा है, हाँ?
forth into
ये
these
Ash
last
heavy
few
enjoy कर रहा है
moments,
Neon
it's still
खेलना.
Gen G who walks away with the fights unscathed. And now the economy in question.
Yep.
Back up.
Oh, so happy with
Outlaw
that.
था. कुलाट मिला.
So happy.
He's not smiling, Jordan.
He should be. He's smiling on the inside.
दो लोग साइड पे है. टेक्सचर का अल्ट मिल जाएगा.
If he gets more.
जिधर स्टैग उधर ही फाइट करते हैं भाई ये लोग. ले
That's
एस.
another.
How about now?
Nice.
Any smiles?
ये अब जेंजी का है जीजी.
Any emotion?
सनसेट भी जेंजी अच्छा खेलती है यार.
He's doing so well.
Yeah, Gen G doing pretty well on the entry here as well. That is, though, a very sharp shot from Primi, but he'll need more and can't calibrate. So Seaside
Prima is one and done.
Gen G's round on offer here. 11.
-2 पे चल रहा है प्रीमियर अभी. -2.
This Cruz were to be some kind of a miracle worker. Believe in
ये
miracles.
4K for Rascal.
Yes, but
Not that one.
जेंजी के कोलैट क्यों मार रहे हैं?
There's a smile, by the way, from Rack School.
yeah, you see
Energy
it at
level
the end,
champs
of
है
course.
अच्छे हैं.
Only when the round's done.
I would say a good 75 or 80%.
Unbelievable. And you have to
2-0
imagine
Gen G
that's
मेरे को भी लग
another
रहा है,
one of those
one-sided.
things, like, apart from this round, seeing all
भाई
those clutches,
5-0
the
जाएगी जेंजी. चैट
agent
कितने
proficiency.
पॉइंट्स कलेक्ट कर रहे हैं जेंजी वाले.
Hey!
In the Gen
दो
G players,
kickoff
like,
और
Ash is so proficient on
stage
this
1
Neon
दिखे ही
now.
नहीं.
Raxkull on the device,
ये लोग
sure.
बस सामने साइफर केस
Kara
डाल दो.
always on the smokes. Like that's a slight difference between Full Sense and Gen G in the matchup. But here we go again, and it's a show.
क्या बात है प्रीमियर भाई देख लो ऐसे करते हैं.
Oh, run!
ओह नहीं ऐसे नहीं करते. और चार लोग तो
Right, and then
स्टक
Texas
हुए
just runs
पे.
straight into the headshot from Kalua, which also now pulls out the Nightfall to slow Gen G down. They're on their way back over to B. That rotate coming through. Primi kind of trying to fight for it. He does get the better of Ash. Spike was able to cross, but they haven't found the entries that they've needed on to
वो
be.
चार लोग के स्टैक में घुस गए बिना इन्फो के.
Genji aside in that round.
Yeah, quick pop and a swing. So it's that showstopper that kind of flies off by the wayside. You have full sense already in position. They caught some damage, but also not really being hit by too much else. So always in position to not just trade, you know, even spending the nightfall, they get some extra information, but the whole team just set themselves up with roadblocks. That spray transfer is nasty.
ये सेशन का क्या यूज कर रहा है?
To see more, and the whole team just keeping those spirits up. They have the ultimates to work with now.
Liquipedia पे. जीता था ना स्टेज 1. T1 मंथ से जीता था. मेरे को नहीं याद यार.
Well, full sense back to the 1-4.
Whether they're going to be slowing things down for too long.
Stage 2 में 5-0 जाना बड़ी बात है.
Baited out. Cruz setting up some thorns behind it, hoping.
वो भी क्या ग्रुप में 5-0 जा रहे हैं? देख रहे हो? RRQ, Full Sense, G.
Steel Garden.
ऐसी टीम्स है भाई ये ग्रुप में.
Yeah, will actually keep Genji at bay.
So just big exchange of ults and time as a resource for both sides. Genji still needs to make a move, and in all that time, now it's Full Sense swapped over to a 3-1-1. Kill on holding the angle. Scouts that nothing is afoot outside of B lobby or pillar. So must be most likely watching this fast lane now. They're thinking of getting rotations around real quick.
And इसका match है against RRQ.
Still has a showstopper, so doesn't need to buck.
दूसरी टीम्स के साथ रही. Lanes चल रहा है मेरे भाई. Lanes में 4 challengers की टीम आती है.
From Full Sense, they're reading this quite neatly.
They are indeed. Oh. Big, powerful ultis to get you into this side against 4 players.
Flash.
Genji, you're just going to need some good shooting.
20 seconds, why?
Let's not lose our heads.
Paranoia should surely slow them down a little bit.
Texture को duel जीतना चाहिए था. Good takes.
There's a bit of a time factor in here for Genji. They run into Sephiroth. He gets 3.
8 second 1v1.
For Ash.
Primi पे ult
Picks
है.
that spike back up straight away. It's a 1v1. Primi has showstopper. Ash has time on his side. Primi's making that rotate across. And looking for Ash, who has already crossed back to the safety of Mound. Primi's used the showstopper, and Ash now knows, roughly speaking, where Primi is. Oh dear! Everything invested for Full Sense, and nothing comes to pass. Genji up to 12.
God, how many rounds like these have we witnessed?
कितने बॉल चैंपियन के लिए 1 और 2 में रहना पड़ता है. Top 2 जाते हैं.
Frost is just like frothing at his mouth right now, dude. Like, theoretically, everything worked out very nicely for Full Sense. They have the read. They know what's going on. They always had the showstopper in case it was
smart खेला एकदम.
As it then comes down into C and the fight gets dragged out, things become chaotic. Players start to look in a place where they shouldn't have. And shots
20 सेकंड में commit कर रहे हैं.
3K, but 1v1 as
फंस
well.
गया.
Full Sense now have to fight for these rounds.
Oh, good
two. He's got no help.
Texture बोल रहा था मैं. Rascal था वो.
Chip boys, that's the stopping power for Full Sense out of the picture. You've spotted 3 players there as well.
Rascal था.
Accelerate on A.
Rascal था.
Karen's even going to take space in towards spawn. Uh-oh is right for Cruz. Maybe it's oh no.
It's a GG, bro.
Sephiroth and Kahlua left alive to try to save this map. It was a close attempt. It was a good effort from Full Sense, but it just might not be enough. It's this long wrap happening for Texture.
ठीक है भाई, I guess Full Sense अच्छी फाइट दी है.
He's eventually going to have to turn around.
एक पॉडकास्टर कोच के रहते तो अच्छी फाइट थी. ये देखो ये कितना बड़ा लड़के है. माँ कसम कॉम भाई. कॉम भाई आ रहे हैं कॉम.
Athena or Karen first.
होल्ड भी कर रहा है.
It's all good. Texture's got it. Don't worry. Recalibration. It's just Kahlua left alive now. And with his death, so too the hopes of Full Sense in this map will die. I imagine there'll be a swing from multiple, and it's too much to deal with. Genji will take map 1, 13-8 over Full Sense. I will say a Full Sense that looked a little bit better, but a little bit better is
क्या देखना था अपन को?
up against the Genji that's 4-0 this stage.
So slight asterisk onto this series, given the fact that all the play-ins, playoffs position are locked for both of the teams here, but the performance, the kills, Jitboys just swinging left, right, and center is kind of neat. At the end of the day, though, despite the macro that Full Sense try to set up for on their defensive side with the retakes, it still is Gen G being able to bring forth that individual star power. A lot of these fights where they just kind of drag them through.
Holy shit, bro!
Relay bolt from Ash.
क्या देख लिया ये मैंने?
Different positions where Full Sense start to
वाह कसम!
and they kind of need some of that composure again, as Frost would love to say, but otherwise, like the clutches.
क्या बनाया है बे?
Gen G still have it in them, and if they do make
भाई बार्सिलोना में तो गेम होने वाला है, वही उसके ऐसा बनाया ना, उसका इंस्पिरेशन है वो।
very confident, very comfortable looking into
वाह कसम, कुक्की आना भाई। हाँ तो मैं प्लेन्स का फॉर्मेट बता रहा था ना, तो प्लेन्स का फॉर्मेट जो है ना, वो ये देखो जेंटलमेट्स ने कुछ नया प्लेयर लाया भाई, हीबर। हीबर कौन है भाई? मास्टर्स रेकविक? ये कौन सा मास्टर्स रेकविक है बे?
Gen G managed to take Lotus a little less convincing than I thought. The Gen G Lotus
Optic Gaming वाला मास्टर्स,
nonetheless, Full
ये
Sense
कौन है यार?
would say that maybe they were a little more aimy than previous.
भाई मैं इसका नाम सुना ही नहीं।
You know,
अरे ये कहाँ खेल रहा था? Tier 2 हेल से लाए हैं इसको उठा के।
and feeling so comfortable in their
कसम।
position.
I mean, I think this was just
Bippo replaced हाँ ना भाई? ओए देखो देखो, तो ये है, देख रहे हो ये? तो ऐसे 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, फिर 9 10 11 12 ऐसे प्लेस होती है टीम्स। तो जो रैंक 3 और रैंक 4 पे प्लेस होती है ना, वो यहाँ प्लेस होती है, और बाकी नीचे वाली 5 6 5 6 5 6 ऐसे प्लेस होती है, ठीक है? फिर ये 4 टीम्स चैलेंजर की आती है, फायरफ्लक्स, एंटरप्राइज, ये फ्रैंकफर्ट और ये जॉब लाइफ, ये सारी चैलेंजर्स की टीम है, उनके अगेंस्ट खेलना पड़ता है। फिर वहां से जीते तो अपर क्वार्टर फाइनल, अपर सेमीज क्वालिफाई, फिर अपर क्वार्टर फाइनल, अपर सेमीज क्वालिफाई। ये दोनों ब्रैकेट अलग है। हाँ यहाँ पे एक ऐसा लाइन है, ये ब्रैकेट अलग से, एकदम अलग से है। तो ये वाले जो जीते यहाँ जाएंगे, हारे तो लोअर ब्रैकेट है। लोअर ब्रैकेट का भी सिमिलर फॉर्मेट, हारे तो बाहर ऊपर, जीते तो आगे जा जाके क्वालिफाई हो जाओगे। बहुत सिंपल है ये, इनका बस एक अलग टूर्नामेंट है 12 दिन का। सारे रीजन स्टेज 2 टीम्स आएगी, हाँ सारे रीजन में। इस बार आपके पास मल्टीपल चांसेस है। वैसे पढ़ाई करने का मन नहीं कर रहा, 2 मिनट मोटिवेशन दे दो मेरे भाई, तू पढ़ेगा, तू पढ़ेगा, फिर तू जिंदगी में कुछ अच्छा करेगा, तेरा दिमाग बड़ा होगा, फिर तू बोलेगा चलो आज क्लर्ज भाई को सुपर चैट 27 वाला है क्या? नहीं नहीं नहीं, 27 में अलग रहेगा। नावी को हरा दिया। हाँ जॉब लाइफ अच्छी टीम है, ये देख प्लेयर्स देख, रनर, कैमियक, डोमा, अनफेक। ये पेज नहीं पता मेरे को ये कौन है, और ये बॉटल कर रहा था कल, बहुत बॉटल किया है पेज ने, मैं गेम देखा पूरी चैट भर रही थी इसको। ये किसके लिए खेला है पता नहीं, एक नया ही प्लेयर है, और ये सारे के सारे उसके अलावा सारे के सारे प्लेयर्स है। ये रनर आई गेस जायंटेक्स में खेलता था या ग्रबीनियो के साथ था वो एक टाइम, हाँ जायंटेक्स का प्लेयर है। और कैमियक भी लिक्विड का प्लेयर था एक टाइम, लिक्विड में खेलता था, फनाटिक में खेलता था, बताओ। ये है ठीक है, डोमा फनाटिक प्लेयर, अनफेक वाइटालिटी में अभी सायो को रिप्लेस किया था।
Multi-kill after multi-kill, exactly when his team needed it. He's a huge reason of why this game felt comfortable for Gen G.
Yeah, nice clutch there at the end. I mean, it's vintage Omen gameplay.
ऐसा है।
You've seen with the champs Vandal, he's off-angling, perfect.
Points तो ना, ये points देखने हैं ना। आप points check मारे। Specific points।
Pretty much par for the course.
Yeah, absolutely still a sharpshooter at the end of the day.
अबे तो नॉन्गशिम, ये ए क्या है? ये
ये
ए का मतलब क्या होता है? असेंशन टीम, होली शिट भाई। नॉन्गशिम 14 पॉइंट्स पे है, एक और जीतेगी तो 15 पे आ जाएगी भाई। तो इसका मतलब है कि मोस्ट प्रोबेबली नॉन्गशिम यहाँ से क्वालिफाई करने वाली है चैंप्स के लिए।
putting some question
मेरे को जितना दिख रहा है उसमें तो मेरे को एक चीज समझ में आ रहा है, नॉक्सिम यहाँ से क्वालिफाई करेगी। फुल सीन है।
I mean, I will say, I feel a bit bad for him because I feel like he didn't get much chance to actually shoot back because he was just dead. On the flip side of it is he was able to enable.
मेरे को एटलीस्ट एक 16 साल का बच्चा देखना है चैम्प्स में। अच्छी है, एंटरप्राइज भी अच्छी है, मैग्नम की टीम है ना एंटरप्राइज।
One player who we have seen a remarkable improvement on in the last recent weeks.
Sorry.
Is Kalua. He had a
मैग्नम, हाँ मैग्नम, पार्टी टेक, कॉजी कौन है बे? कॉजी का नाम सुना हुआ लग रहा है, पर इल्यूरी कौन है? वो माउसी स्पोर्ट्स, होली शिट, माउसी स्पोर्ट्स वैलोरेंट में भी थी। लाइम, नींबू, जेकब फॉस्टर। ये क्या टीम बनाई है भाई रॉयल्स की? पर पैराटेक है भाई, पैराटेक और मैग्नम साथ में तो ये लोग हरा भी सकते हैं, क्या पता। मेरे को नहीं लगता फ्रैटिक को हराएंगे, फ्रैटिक प्लेन से प्लेऑफ तो जाएगी। जी का क्या सीन है? इंपॉर्टेंट गेम्स मेरे भाई, नॉक्सिम को हारना पड़ेगा बस। फिर भी चैंप एने का ही है मेरे को तो लग रहा है। T1 नहीं यार, T1 डह जाएगी। T1 का रन अच्छा नहीं चल रहा है भाई। T1 कल KRX के अगेंस्ट ही डह जाएगी, देखना। T1 यहाँ पे भी खत्म कर सकती है, 2-3 यानी यहाँ खत्म करेगी। अबे टीम सीक्रेट एक विन के साथ खत्म करी ये सीजन ना ब्रो। तो वो लोग यहाँ प्लेस होने वाले हैं, वो लोग यहाँ कहीं प्लेस होंगे, बताओ। हेलो खेलोगे? देखते हैं ना, पहले मैच देखते हैं यार, ये वन साइडेड हो जाए, एक बार मजा आ जाए। दोस्तों अभी तक अगर मैं वीडियो नहीं चेक किया तो वीडियो चेक कर सकते हो, पिन किया है मैंने।
What are you thinking when they pick this into?
I like the Simco.
I think you're thinking mostly thank you because this is a map where they can play again. They don't have to change the comp. They don't have to show anything interesting. They can just keep playing with exactly the same way that they've been playing, and they'll still be feeling good about their chances.
एनी का प्लेन देखो कौन है, एनी के प्लेन्स में उतने कुछ खास वो नहीं है।
To be a little bit more surprising. I wouldn't be shocked to see a comp swap from them even again. You know, they had Primi on the chamber there last time. I'm not sure if that's consistent for them, especially after losing with it. So, a little bit of a coin flip.
Yeah, you don't think that like full sense, like of course they had a gameplay on Summit versus their previous two teams, but like there were so many rounds which were so frustrating. I would say like a lot of the most frustrating rounds on the side of full sense was on Sunset. And you don't think it's that curse of, oh, but we were so close. Maybe let's try it again. Maybe let's go again. It will work this time.
I think this is a team that shows they don't like to try things again. They're chopping and changing. I don't know where it's going to go, but that would be my bet, just knowing this team. You know, I'm not sure, but I think very much that.
आज की वीडियो में ऐसा लग रहा था DCY खेल रहे थे।
I don't think it was all doom and gloom on that first map. I think there was bright moments.
बेसिक वाले जीतेंगे चैम्प्स ब्रो। मेरे को भी फील तो है चैट, ये बारी मैं बोल रहा हूँ भाई, ये बारी फुल फीलिंग कि यार ये ले जा रहे हैं, पैसिफिक वाले ले जा रहे हैं। पैसिफिक के पास चैम्प्स टाइटल है नहीं, आज बिल्कुल आने वाला है।
Sunset is a big question mark, and you have to wonder what Full Sense are thinking going into this. Comp swaps are expected, and lo and behold,
there we go.
Same comp. प्रीमी क्या खेल रहे हैं? वेले हार गए ये लोग।
The change the stage and who say, great, we'll start on attack. We'll get ourselves into the most players throughout the stage wall, and that's going to go great for us.
I mean, it's just a map that they know how to win. 2 of those games went to OT, so it's not like it was, you know, untouchable. Maybe it's double duelist for Full Sense. Primi on the waylay with Jip Boys once again on that Neon, where I felt like he did a fantastic job in the last map. So let's see.
Riot is working on 2 new things for communications: penalties for bad usage of direct messages, and noise suppression feature for voice chat developed using Crisp AI.
High pretty much on the side of Full Sense, but let's see if Genji can close this one out also.
Sorry,
we are
chat,
stepping into Sunset. Over to your casters. What do you think of this one?
Well, that's a good question, isn't it? Because, I mean, it's really hard to say. Like, Genji, as the analysts have talked about, have done very well on this map, but only marginally so. So I feel like a Full Sense that is hitting some shots today. You've got a couple of guys doing a pretty good job, in particular, of course, Jim being that driving force. I think they could still challenge them, but
सामने साइफर है क्या? साइफर है क्या?
It feels like Genji's series to
साइफर लिया क्या सामने?
How can we forget about the possibility of texture?
आज भी हो जाए एक बार। कोई नहीं, बग तो फिक्स हो गया ना।
ओए बग फिक्स हो गया ना दोस्तों?
Down the barrel of a defeat again.
As always, it really makes you scratch your head, but I do feel a bit hopeful
Sephiroth
about
भाई ने
this
Cypher लिया है.
swap up. They do it every single week. Yeah. But Waylay, you know, maybe you're looking to bypass some of Raxkull's abilities, Jit Boys. Like the whole team can
भाई कोई
still
कैसे बोल सकता है इसका नाम Raxkull?
Textures, plans of holding certain
कैसे किसी के दिमाग में भी आएगा? मॉक कसम कितनी एग्रो पोजीशन लिया उसने मिड पे.
But
It's a nice position for Jet Boys. Not one that Genji were necessarily expecting, but he misses a couple of shots, and so he still falls. Karan is there again to clean up the scraps. He has been such a difference maker for Genji in this series.
Just today, man. Like some of the past weeks, it's been Raxkull a little bit more, and I'm saying that because I'm thinking about my build div, but these pixel angles, and he's sharp with it.
Well, it won't be an ace on the pistol round of this map, as we saw last week for Tech Shot. But I suspect he'll be pretty happy with the result regardless. It's now a 1v4 for a low HP.
One-sided way.
So it's really just a question of who gets this last.
क्या mid-fight जीती है Genji?
Yeah, they're starting to
That was beautiful
as well. Just don't want to give up too many random out points. What was that click?
Maybe a misclick, maybe trying to bait a swing, which is what actually does come, but Genji claimed the pistol.
My guess for champion is 100 Thieves and RGKC because they're in prime or Vitality.
What else are you gonna do? It's just
Vitality की जगह Paper X. Vitality नहीं जीत रही कुछ भी. Vitality G2 जैसी है.
Karan gets away with this.
बड़े गेम में रह जाएंगे वो लोग.
Numbers advantage always going to be quite a crucial point for both sides. Especially for their macro plans, but down to some of the nitty-gritty.
Qualify 100% होंगे EMEA से.
Still have
पर बिल्कुल EMEA की G2.
Edge, and now they're holding back, listening for
G2 भी qualify होगी, Vitality भी qualify होगी, पर दोनों डूब जाएगी. और भाई B push आ रहा है.
Two boys looking for it. Raxkull there with a nice sharp shot.
शरीफ से मारा है.
Down. Meanwhile, again you've kind of just got
Cypher किसकी जगह? Cypher Leviathan की जगह.
Working the A side on his own.
माँ कसम किलो क्लासिक से दो मारा है.
over there, but the rest of the damage being
ये
done.
लोग की क्लासिक ही चिपक जाती है, हाँ?
Is all that really needs to be spoken of. 2-0. Genji convert on the eco. They obviously lose a couple of guns, but.
Yo.
भाई पर कोई कुछ भी बोलो, अगर पेपर एक्स ये चैम्प भी एक डीप रन करती है, भाई वो क्या टीम हो जा? ओह! क्या था ये?
That said, you know, even with all the celebrations and pomp and
भाई क्या गोटेड टीम रहेगी ना बे? एक साल में 3-3 फाइनल, मतलब 3-3 डीप रन. उसके पहले वाले साल भी एक ट्रॉफी.
The Bulldog brought over, not the cleanest of things,
कसम.
but not impossible for them to still walk away with the bonus.
और उसके पहले भी इतने सारे फाइनल्स. माँ कसम यार.
Trips there, nice and low for full sense.
बैन हो गया तो क्या बैन हो रहा है क्रॉनिक भाई?
There's some early pressure here. We'll receive.
इन फाइनल मुश्किल है भाई, पर स्टिल कर लिए तो भाई.
Ash just spotted out that trip, so that won't be too much of a concern. Fast lane does go down as well.
10 HP हो गया Ash.
Karan to qualify forward. They've not seen him. They've not heard him. That is absolutely nasty from Karan.
मार दिया
smoke में. I mean, this guy can just do no wrong apparently.
क्या प्ले बनाया?
I didn't think they got hit by a paranoia.
Yeah, right?
He hasn't thrown the paranoia.
भाई कौन थे वो दो बेवड़े साइड में पीछे बैठे? वो लोग बेहोश थे क्या?
And this is not the first time he's done that. One of the early weeks.
Yeah, I remember that where he ported forward aggressively in the round as well.
Bonus.
So they're having fun. Bonus conversion.
Genji, I want to see that on the replay.
RCB of Valorant बन जाएगी.
And that's 3 out of 3 pistols already as well. Look at that. They must have heard it, but oh no.
Yeah, maybe last second. But there's a lot going on, obviously.
Exactly.
There's the slow orb on the other side. There's the fast lane, obviously, that you have to think about too.
Oh my god.
So they're not sure where to look, and just a cheeky little move
just like you can't
works out.
पीछे साइड वाले Albert and Einstein. That's how I do.
Oh,
because
well.
of Dirk and Crawl.
Back to the drawing board. Textures looking to min-max.
Nikita Gaming. Nikita is actually hitting
right side,
his second prime.
Boy, that's a nice paranoia.
आजकल चमक रहा है Nikita.
Genji scrambling away. Ultor secured for full sense, so they get something out of this round, even if they're on just the pistols.
Online gaming world नहीं है.
Okay.
वो ऑनलाइन गेमिंग वो वाली गेमिंग है, दूसरी वाली गंदी वाली जो ऑनलाइन
gun to be retrieved while Primi goes fishing for more. Just trying to catch up close to where Gen G are on the map, but Gen G will always have that one extra edge.
दो एक आउटलो एक मार्शल लिए थे, एक तो एक में गेम प्ले.
Spike plant. This time around, it's a bit of position, it's a bit of utility as well.
क्या बात कर रहे हो? बीजे वैलोरेंट कैसे वैलोरेंट बैन हो रहा है महाराष्ट्र में? कुछ भी बोल रहे हो आप? कुछ भी बोल रहे हो?
Market maybe B main and Gen G are already eyeing these positions. Just not wanting to give up any unnecessary points or guns to Full Sense. Here we go.
Spike's taken away, but no movement really for Full Sense yet. Not going to see that retake happen at all. Not able to find themselves.
कुछ भी Twitter पे तो कुछ नहीं है.
And he picks on the way through there either. So it will be customary death to the Spike. 4-0 lead for Gen G here on map 2.
Yeah, both sides. I mean, Full Sense is trying, but
Maharashtra big move against online gaming addiction, rising concerns over gaming addiction, mental stress, and cybercrime.
Economy starting to go through alts, getting
comprehensive policy to regulate social media use by minors. Minors के लिए होगा. Minors के लिए होगा. Time to go to Chhattisgarh.
Gen G hasn't had, you know, like the cleanest of sunset maps, but they are still incredibly.
भाई ये होगा तो minors के लिए ban होगा.
And with that now, look at this fast.
होगा तो minors के लिए होगा. हाँ अपन oh one shot. अपने लिए कुछ नहीं है.
A really nice shot from Primi.
Has a chance to slow them down with converted paths now.
आप major है.
Well, res comes through, so it might not be too relevant. We'll see. Primi looking for another one. He gets texture. So he's becoming a bit of a menace in this round, and that's exactly what Full Sense will like to see. A chance at another one. The missed shot though, and now has to turn around.
अभी Primi ने read किया ना. Primi ने सुना अभी उसका TP.
Eventually, Primi is brought down.
Rascal's
found himself the double
shot.
Despite such a
heal कर दिया.
to the round. Full Sense are not.
अरे भाई ये Rascal right time उड़ जाता है यार.
You would thought that they're still in position to trade out.
तो बैन रीजन के सर हाँ तो किड्स के लिए बैन होगा. हर एक चीज में ना एक रेगुलेशन डाल सकते हैं. फुल बैन नहीं करते, रेगुलेशन डाल देते हैं कि ये बच्चे नहीं खेल सकते. अच्छा है भाई, फिर चैट में वो नहीं आएंगे ना. 1v1 ना. 1v1
go down into like a 1v2 situation. So just on for the quick retake. Like they just have to try.
Thank God I'm 40.
That's the good thing is
thank God I'm 35.
They do have an Omen.
Yeah, Neon with, well, I mean, they've actually all got util there, both Cruz and Jip Boys. So quite a bit to play with on this retake. Not too much as far as that's concerned for Gen G in terms of delay util. But a nice forward position here for
Rascal. अपनी अपनी उम्र डालो चैट में सब लोग. कितने साल के हो?
To bring things unstuck. He's going to have a bit more of
अगर 18 plus हो तो 1 लिखो.
Sees them early, but can't line up the shots. Still, that gives the a bit of an idea as to where this one might be coming from. Fast lane is out. He's just going to stand right next to it and slide through. Good effort, good attempt, but Jip Boys was ready for it. And so Full Sense will claim their first round on Sunset.
Nice.
And that makes all the difference. Once again,
Jip
Boys being the star player of the team right now.
6-7 ये पक्का 2 साल का.
Those op shots were very valuable for Full Sense.
क्या बात है? अरे मेरे चैट में सब मेजर लोग ही है ना. जो 17 का है वो 1 साल बाद 18 का हो जाएगा.
An investment the op was.
वो 15 की भी 9 साल.
The next round now just because it's all the way.
भाई तू गलत स्ट्रीम देख रहा है, प्लीज बंद कर दे, मत देख. 9 साल का मत देख मेरे भाई मेरे को. गलत चीज सीख जाएगा कुछ. ठीक है, समझ गया मैं समझ गया. मैं अभी पेट में हूँ. क्या बात है भाई.
So back to it again. Okay, Full Sense wants
पेट से स्ट्रीम देखना. होली शिट.
While Texture is the one with the op.
Nice. मेजॉरिटी लोग 18 प्लस है, मतलब आज ही 17 का हुआ. क्या बात है. हैप्पी बर्थडे श्लोक भाई.
Was trying to get the job done for Full Sense, so
21. Let's go.
I think a lot from
W's
is on the chamber. That's right. But not being given any.
मेरी तो आत्मा देख रही है. ऐसे सब नहीं बोलते भाई.
Not seeing anything except for us trying to bank on the camera to clear out mid. It's a bit shallow though, so just to watch for the top in case someone does go through. Maybe a spam or two.
Nice cam.
कौन था वो? किलुआ कैसे कर रहा था? Prowler ऐसे. Wall.
Available this time for Axel,
RNG.
and he has to give up his life as well.
Nice step out,
Now
bro.
this round becomes a bit more difficult for Geng. They're trying to put the puzzle pieces together, but they're not really sure which side they should go towards.
Yeah, this is just continuing to be so sneaky.
30
Stealthy
4v3. Primi पे ult है.
They are not breaking.
ओ भाई ये लोग टाइल्स पुश भी कर दिए. कितना इन्फो, कितना मैप कंट्रोल. माँ कसम ये लोग को एक कोने में दबा दिए. टेक्सचर भाई को एक नाइस शॉट मारना पड़ेगा. पीछे देखो टेक्सचर भाई पीछे.
Be lucky to get a plant.
Good angle. Oh, hug दिए ना टेक्सचर भाई.
Needs to be winning that duel. If there's to be any chance for Geng, Nightfall will go through. Still, Karan able to land his shots, and if he can survive here,
भाई Karan
Primi
क्या
almost lost
प्लेस
him.
बनाने का ट्राई कर रहा है.
Now needs to
Gets
get it
one,
done
1v2.
alone. 1v3, not impossible with the shot.
Holy
Shots,
shit,
it was looking
almost, boy,
doable.
almost.
Oh, there was
Oh, कसम.
a real questioning noise made around the arena there, as I think everyone echoed my sentiment that that felt very doable for Athena, but Full Sense will claim their second.
And they bring up the op as well. It certainly was panic station for a
पता लिख रहा
second,
है.
but nonetheless, very close, very
भाई
tight.
फिना शूट कर रहा है. ये
Thanks to the
टेक्सचर हक
sniper
दिया ना
cam
वहाँ
setup,
पे.
however. But at the same time,
टेक्सचर
Genji
गंदा
does
सा तो एक
kinda
एंगल लिया
scout
था.
out how Full Sense might want to approach
दो
some of
अल्ट्स
these
यूज किए.
defenses
ठीक है भाई.
too.
राउंड की लीड भी तो
They
देखना.
saw
4 की
glimpses
लीड
of
थी
it
भाई.
in
3 की
the
लीड थी.
Lotus where it's that 1-4
कि बैन हो
retake approach,
गया.
but
पता
now
नहीं कुछ बैनिंग वैनिंग हो रही है.
very tentative with all the different
अपने को
lanes
क्या है
being
bro?
held, and also a lot of big ults spent for that one retake. Converter Pass and Nightfall. Next
देखो अगर
round up,
महाराष्ट्र में
another
बैन
1-4
लग गया
this time on towards
तो
the
महाराष्ट्र
sides.
अकेला
Big
स्टेट थोड़ी है
clash.
इंडिया का
Genji
जहाँ
though
घर है.
sliding past.
Yeah, Jip Boys starting it
Oi.
well, and Cruz following
फर्स्ट
suit.
राउंड 4 लोग एमेन पे मार दिए.
So Prowler going forward to try to chase Chexter down.
छत्तीसगढ़ जिंदाबाद.
Full Sense have finally got the round that they really wanted, one where they can just batter Geng. Primi's on the hunt, they have him locked in. Nowhere to go here for Texture, he has to fight his way out, and you will not be having
भाई
any
अब तो गरीब हो गए.
success against
छोड़
Primi on
दो
a
ऑफ
line like
अटैक में
that.
भाई.
3-4. Full
डिफेंस
Sense
में
are starting
साइफर
to
गेज
work
के
their
अंदर
way
ऑफ
back
कर लेना
into
टेक्सचर
sunset.
भाई.
Work out well they do. Again, similar to Lotus, but this time it's a quick swing out, spotting out Genji's utility
रिकॉन बड़ा
first,
था बे.
and then Jip
Recon
Boys
was
for the
so
slide.
big.
You know, no paranoia spent. They just
टाइम आउट
go
नीडेड
straight
एग्जैक्टली.
on through into it.
अभी
with
एक बार
the
राउंड के बाद
guns,
टाइम
with
आउट
the
ले लेना
haunt,
चाहिए अगर काम नहीं करा तो. हाँ
and the full collision pays off.
Timeout.
Another early timeout for Genji.
मेरे को क्या है, मैं तो दिल्ली से हूँ.
I think this one's pretty warranted. You know, the half.
दिल्ली में कुछ बैन नहीं कर सकते भाई. दिल्ली वाले सबको बैन कर देते. कभी पंगा नहीं लेने का इसलिए. दिल्ली वाले.
It worked initially, but
उस दिल्ली में
made an
वीसीटी में रेना क्यों नहीं खेलते?
change
क्योंकि वो
things
लोग
up.
ब्रोंज नहीं है.
Genji want to have a bit of a think about it, what they want to do here. Texture not really having that same level of impact as he did in the previous match against GE.
Yeah, it's really... It's not going to be easy for...
Another way bug, her saturate can still hit even
thinking
not
about
supposed to.
if Full Sense is like playing so unorthodox right now, that with the 1-4 and at any moment's notice, you can imagine they could probably swap up from 4 on A to 4 on B instead. So I wouldn't be too surprised if Genji suddenly decides to.
भाई इस बैन वाली बात सही है क्या?
That's what Full
आज का
Sense
वीडियो
are
बढ़िया था. Love you.
But Genji with their sights set towards the A site still.
VCT में बग है या बग में VCT?
Do have
भाई
several
आजकल
ults
बहुत
to
बग है
work off of.
वैलोरेंट में यार.
Not to mention pace
और मेरे को समझ में नहीं आता ये बग एक्सप्लोर कैसे करते हैं लोग. क्या कोई आदमी कस्टम में बैठ के दिन रात बस अरे इसको देखो माँ कसम. अरे कैरन भाई थम जा मेरे भाई.
Interesting. Just trying to
सिर्फ अग्रेसिव टीपी, सिर्फ अग्रेसिव टीपी.
Genji though don't seem to have really capitalized on
फ्री हैंड दे दिया लगता है कोच साहब ने.
TP over from Cruz is going to reinforce this site as well. So
टेक्सचर के सामने बड़ी फाइट हो सकती थी. हो गई भाई, खत्म हो गई टेक्सचर भाई.
It's going to be easier said than done.
4v3.
I mean, Genji are still trying to fight for this round.
Good wall भाई, good
Need to
wall.
isolate the duel against Jip Boys. They do well with that wall up. Sephiroth is locked out of the site. Spike though going to be dropped. There's just too many Full Sense players here. There's nothing that they really do. Ash trying to fight alone. Genji lost too much too early. And Full Sense able to hold strong this
कैरन बस सीधा
time around.
स्पॉन टीपी करेगा. हाँ भाई.
Right.
रुकता ही नहीं.
The numbers, even with the Sage Wall block,
4 GBD से बनाते हैं.
as well. They still have to worry out towards the front.
वो
Even with
देखो
the slow orb,
टाइल
it's
से मिड टॉप
Creamy
टीपी
being
अरे
dash
भाई
up on top.
डर ही नहीं लगता
Melee light speed, and that's
नो डबल डोर चेकअप डबल डोर बोल रहा हूँ नो डोर चेकअप
the waylay against the sage, and this is why. So starting to see signs of life a
It's
lot
not the bug,
more,
it's the buff
especially
for the
for
agent.
a healthier full sense. And then Genji looking broke. Positions
Reina
held,
dismiss
but
में
it's
वेले
also
का वो
tour
लग
de
रहा था
force from texture. So just a
वाली
bit of
देखी क्या
conditioning
खेलते हैं
on
यार
towards
अब
A main early
love you
on by Genji before
पैडल चेंज करो वीसीडी पैसिफिक
turning
नहीं
back
अबे
towards middle, perhaps
से नहीं
B.
मिलते
Wouldn't be too surprised if they went through market, but they're going to have to make some noise if they're doing that.
You'd really have to think this round is going to come down to whether or not
और
Texture
फाइट करने वाले हैं वॉल दे दिस सेफरॉथ पे चढ़ गए
I've got a couple of tags in onto Sephiroth, not nearly enough to cause an issue.
ठीक है भाई दो
He is
मार दिया
eventually
बड़ा है
going to be brought down, but this entry into mid has not worked out at all for Gen G.
कौन बचा
This is ultimately going to be a couple of ultis wasted for Gen G.
अगर एफएसजी को फायदा है क्या नहीं ये मैच एक्चुअली मैं टाइम पास करने देख रहा हूँ
Really doing anything.
And then the scores have
ये
flipped
दोनों
now.
मैच का
Full
जीते
sense of
हारे
the
कोई
lead
फर्क नहीं
off
पड़ता
of the timeout, and this is the performance. It's
किसी की पोजीशन को कुछ चेंज नहीं होने वाला मैं तो देख रहा हूँ इसलिए कि जेंजी 5-0 होगी क्या
It just looks as though they're kind of throwing things and seeing what sticks or what doesn't. So walking up middle this time, it's credit to Full Sense for being able to quickly
FS को
rotate
champ
around
point
and
जरूर
hold these
मिलेगा हाँ
positions
बिल्कुल
incredibly strong, like breaking down the
ये
overdrive,
बात है
shutting down texture.
एफएस को चैंप पॉइंट मिलेगा वहां बीटी पर क्या बीटी होगी उसमें भी भाई चैंप पॉइंट में ना श्रेयस भाई चैंप पॉइंट में ना नोंगशिम ही ऊपर जाएगी चैंप पॉइंट से पेपर एक्स और नोंगशिम क्वालिफाई करेगी और फाइनल में दो डिफरेंट टीम आ सकती है अगर पेपर एक्स नहीं है तो और वो दो यूनिक टीम ऐसे रहेगा Iron versus Singularity shit यार tough choice bro big fan of Iron though और Singularity भी बहुत clean है क्रूज पे क्या चिपका खेल गया जेड बॉयज भाई बीमन गिव अप ही नहीं किया शॉट टेक्सचर अरे मां कसम एक सेकंड में टीम खत्म हो गई उसकी लेकर ऑफ सेव भाई इसकी अटैक ऑफ का कोई फायदा नहीं हो रहा उसकी टीम फास्ट खेल रही है तो ये लोग क्या स्लो बी में आ रहा है वो ऑप लेके या तो अर्ली मिड पिक का ट्राई करना चाह रहा है टेक्सचर पर 3-7 हो यार नो साइफर केज नो विन
Trying to get a read for Full Sense here is tough, and then as you try to play your own game plan, that gets shut down as well because Full Sense have gotten a read on you, and this works out much better now. Like forward space being taken by Klurge and Jit Boys,
Championship M8
retreating bound by bound.
भाई मेरा M8 प्लेन्स खेल रही है क्या बोल रहा है
wants to get onto site, more players rotate over.
M8 और चैंपियन जीतेगी ढह जाते हैं भाई वो लोग
It's just texture to try to hold on to the op.
He's been spotted, but no time to chase him down.
उन लोग के सामने अगर कोई गलती करता है ना तब वो अच्छा खेलते हैं
Putting this half together nicely now. It seemed like it was a pretty doomed storyline for Full Sense.
Vitality वाले गेम में समझ में आ गया था Vitality हग रही थी तभी वो लोग जीते बाद में मतलब पूरा गेम तो Vitality ही जीती थी बिप्पो को हटाया ना हाँ बिप्पो को हटा के कोई एक पुराने प्लेयर को लाया हाइबर को पुराना ऐसे बहुत पुराना प्लेयर फनाटिक में खेला है वो कभी मुझको तो याद भी नहीं सोचो इतना पहले मार्टिन शोल्डर एग्जैक्टली
Door once again shut.
M8 में एक भी पॉप ऑफ प्लेयर नहीं है भाई मार्टिन के अलावा कोई चल गया हल्का सा तो चल गया वो प्रॉक्स है प्रॉक्स थोड़ा सा क्लच प्लेयर है बस नो वे M8 जीतेगी भाई चांस क्वालिफाई भी होना बहुत दूर की बात है ये में एक रीजन कितना टफ है शॉट जमीन से छूता हुआ डैश मिन्नी नहीं बे स्टारजो भी बस बड़ा मुंह छोटी परफॉर्मेंस है बता रहा हूँ ना भाई सिर्फ और सिर्फ मार्टिन चलता है तो चलते हैं वो लोग नो मार्टिन नो प्ले ये इको निकालना पड़ेगा हाँ इम्पोर्टेंट है ये इको जेंजी के लिए
themselves a bit of an opening into this A side. The wall will obviously make lives a little bit easier as well. Double op, Texture and Ash.
No smokes though, so they're still very concerned about this sight and drop position.
Yeah, one of these guys has to get a little bit more aggressive with the rifle. You're not expecting the Sheriff and the Singer to get it done. That's a nice shot in from Ash.
Shot Ash! Ob isko de do Texture bhai.
Texture still alive here, by the way. Ash certainly under pressure, but able to just survive as long as possible. And that brings Texture into play.
Bhai mere op le utha na.
So this round,
Goli khatam hai kya?
full senses based on the buy might still go the other direction.
Connect kiya.
Will be the secondary option. Now a classic for Texture as he waits for that defuse and eventually gets it done.
Bhai sahab, Ash kill
Nice
gaya.
headshot onto Cruz. Big round for Genji to stay alive in this half.
So not really letting that go just yet.
Martin inspired procs Valiant Knights. माँ कसम भाई ने बना दी generational team.
All the numbers and it comes down to a post-plant double off situation. You're kidding me. Ash gets it off.
सिर्फ और सिर्फ फायर पावर वाली टीम है
I can't believe that's what we're
जो कि एक बंदे की फायर पावर है बस. कितने 4Ks और कितने 5Ks एक बार मार्टिन के काउंट करना जो गेम वो लोग जीतते हैं. तेरे को 2-0 रन होगा क्या? नहीं, नॉन्गशिम को एक्चुअली हारना पड़ेगा उनका गेम. जी को तो जीतना ही पड़ेगा.
Something to keep Genji guessing. It's last round of the half, so you can invest as much as you want without too much recourse.
नाइट्स है भाई, नाइट्स आगे का नाइट्स बंदा है भाई जो आगे बहुत बड़ा करेगा. केंजेरा भी बैन के बाद अगर वैलोरेंट वापस छूता है तो केंजेरा भी हो जाएगा. मेरे को नहीं लगता उसको टाइम लगेगा वापस आने में क्योंकि वो हेवीली एम बेस्ड गेम खेलता है. नेक्स्ट ईयर बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग रहने वाला है बेचैट. मजाक से हट के ई स्पोर्ट्स में तो बहुत ही अच्छा रहने वाला है नेक्स्ट ईयर. एकदम फ्रेश वैलोरेंट, फ्रेश ई स्पोर्ट्स.
Yeah, more or less that same line that Premier was on, a little bit shallow.
नए नाम होने वाले हैं.
So he can get out.
Yeah. Oh, the swing.
Almost connect किया था.
Push him away.
There we go.
सिटी शॉप लगाया. 3 लोग एक खेल रहे हैं.
Well, I mean, it can again be the same kind of round out for Genji. They can put that wall up, try to get the plant in. They've got the res as well if necessary.
A bit of pressure with the time crunch as well.
But you're right, that time being a bit of a factor, and the fact that full sense of rotated
3 लोग पे कनेक्ट हुआ.
cause issues. Nightfall has gone through, and that should alleviate some of the concerns for Genji. They know where a few of these players are, but it doesn't matter if you know when the headshots are all there for full sense. Killua with an easy breezy 2K. I don't know how he makes it look so easy, but this round surely is done. A wayward spray will not matter as Jip Boys will finish it with the trade on the Texture 7-5 at the end of the half here. Full sense, they hold on.
किसी भी तो खेलता ही होगा, of course खेलता होगा.
And you said it all, my friend. I mean, just
unban कब होगा? Unban अभी हो जाएगा वो, I
even
guess.
with the delayed nightfall at the end, it does
Feb
hit
में,
full
Feb March
sense,
में.
by the way. But Killua just comes back into whole.
ये 2 kills बहुत बड़े थे हाँ. वो दोनों में से एक भी ट्रेड लेता तो राउंड पलटता.
Double op or not.
Yes सार्थक भाई, करेक्ट बात बोल रहे हो.
Bit of firepower, getting the read.
थर्ड मैप या कम
Bit
बैक.
of pressure for Genji to try to
बैन
get
क्यों हुआ था?
things done.
N-word बोला था उसने, N-word. भाई केंजेरा की कभी अच्छा राइट ने केंजेरा की एक दिन बैठ के अच्छे से स्ट्रीम में देखी तो केंजेरा कितना ज्यादा बोलता है भाई. स्पैम करता था भाई वो, स्पैम. उसने लिखा था बस भाई. उस चीज पे बैन देना तो भाई बहुत खराब है.
You know, being on the defensive side, things might get a little bit harder.
Is that a Talon jersey? I think it was. That's actually pretty neat. But yeah, you're right. So kind of look towards
trash talk
what's
करेगा अब
next
कैसे?
then. Because again, Full Sense's attack on Lotus was very unlike what we've seen so far. So I do wonder if it's going to be similar approaches. And again, you're thinking about the Neon melee against Raxful.
अबे ऐसे किसी को नहीं बोलता तो उसने ऐसी बोला. वो से बैन हुआ गेम में भी हर जगह 1 साल के लिए बैन कर दिया उसको.
I mean, you want to see Texture just bring that off back in, tour de force, pop off round after round, but he's being tested right now. And back then it was on the attack, on the defense he might have an easier time. Look at this, all 5 sheriffs for a Full Sense. What are they thinking?
Thank you for the samosa मेरे भाई.
Sure, yeah, let's go.
वो 3 लोग भी मेन भाई, वो लोग सब मार्केट जा रहे हैं. अब कितने लोग जाएंगे मेन क्लियर करने और कितनों को एक्सपेक्ट करेंगे? कोई मेन नहीं आ रहा है सबके सब में। हाँ ट्रैप के लिए ट्रैप के लिए कहाँ जाएंगे जो काम आएगा? शॉट और एक एक्सपेक्ट करेंगे हम मेन पे बस। ऐश को फुल बेट करना चाहिए अब। प्रीमी घूम के वापस गया एक फाइट लेने और वो टीपी बैक भी कर गया। 3v3 ऐश भाई अकेले ही फाइट लो और स्पॉट कर लिया दोनों को। नाइस ब्यूटीफुल 1v2।
So now we're into a 2v1. Time still there for Gen G, and maybe these two can put this round together. Karen's done a lot of damage, and again another 3K.
वो जिगल में हेडशॉट दिया।
For Gen G tonight.
Wow, thank you for the samosa, dosto.
Very awkward pistol, I must say.
Yeah. But you're right with the stability as well. And that's all 4 pistol rounds so far in 2 maps that Gen G collects up on. They have a chance to tie up the score, maybe run away with it even further too.
अब तो even हो जाएगा भाई 7-7.
Down to the fights and the positions, and all 5 sheriffs sometimes not the wisest thing either, despite some of the other sharp shots that they had as well. I
मारा था premier
round. Dig it though, like
shot.
It's a little bit distinct,
Karan bhai.
It's a little bit unorthodox.
ये देखो
But the fact that they thought of it to pull things off like that
गेम साउंड थोड़ा बढ़ाना
really forces Gen G to think, and it's definitely entertaining to say the least. We're back onto the 4-1 with a sheriff just to pick up alt orbs and try to keep themselves afloat for the second half. Gen G, on the other hand, though,
Namaste.
They're looking for a fight around this orb. If it does get tapped by Full Sense, I expect we're going to see some kind of response from Gen G.
With big judge kills.
Oh, that's a really brilliant shot from Sephiroth, and he might get a chance at another one. Goes one better. How is he managing to do that? What?
Holy shit, bro!
That is unbelievable from Karen.
Let's go!
He should be dead 3 times.
Shanghai wala Karan bhai.
He's unkillable at this point. I don't know what else to say.
He misses those first 2 shots. I think, yeah, he's done. Right there. He misses 2 shots. You think he's done. And then the adjustment onto Chip was insane.
Oh! Holy shit, भाई! क्या एम करता है ये लड़का भाई? क्या एम करता है ये लड़का?
Everyone just staring in disbelief. But it looks like it's just another day in the office for the guy. Well, we'll go again. And this is the one where Gen G would love to convert to pick up the lead. Full Sense with the buy, trying to...
पहला बाय राउंड फुल सेंस के लिए। फुल सेंस का अटैक देखना चाहिए कैसा होगा।
Prowler not quite going to catch Athena. They're going to reaggress onto the line here as well alongside
फ्लैश करके फाइट कर रहे थे।
This is a
अरे मां कसम काउंटर यूटिल्स आर सो गुड भाई।
That paranoia doing so much work. And now again Karen needs a miracle. He does get 2. He's so good.
2 मारता है यार वो। 2 मारता है। इनके प्लेयर मिलके वो जो 2 फाइट लेने गए थे वो एक भी मारे होते ना तो राउंड बड़ा हो जाता यार।
And a quick peek from
ठीक है बोनस ही है बोनस ही।
Down just texture left onto headhunters. You don't see this one happening.
No, but you also don't want to overlook the possibility that texture could get some damage. Not going to happen this time. Usually pretty good with those headhunters though.
Hi Vignesh bye.
8-7 Full Sense respond back after dropping the pistol. Real conversation happens here though.
It's a big round. Ultimately, it's, however, the convergent paths.
Choke point पे fight करने गए थे.
Just connecting full on in towards elbow. All the players that were in
भाई 2 सेकंड के लिए तो मैंने believe किया था कि वहाँ एक और मारता है वो.
Did push that position earlier on. Just gets the full stun, full kills. Karan does his best, but still.
भाई Full Sense ने अभी तक टाइम आउट यूज नहीं किया ना दोस्तों. ओ पॉडकास्ट नहीं है तो टाइम आउट किस बात का?
How has that not gone his way? Sharp shot from Primi.
Texture hug रहा है
under some real pressure.
If this is the way Full Sense is
going to start the first gun round of the second half, well, I think Gen G might have to start thinking about split. There's a recovering frag from Ash.
V4.
But it's not enough to give them the numbers, and it's certainly not enough to give them too much space.
तीन लोग city fight करने जा रहे हैं.
Claim even more. Another 1-for-1. It's not enough.
मैप बहुत प्यारा रखा है इन लोगों
He's
ने.
continued to be a miracle
Fast
worker
commit,
for Geng
texture हगा वहाँ
but
पे.
a 1v3 in the circumstances just feels impossible.
चलो savings.
Firing squad set up on the other side of this corner. Looks like Karen's going to cut his losses.
हाँ अक्षु भाई.
Yeah, thinking the same. Money not too good for Gen G on the next round, so we'll see.
आप save कर लो करण भाई. आप मार रहे हो.
But might need another timeout soon as well. Full sense. It's
generational game होना चाहिए उनके लिए generational game. मैं 1000 बार thank you लिख दूँगा भाई उनको. 1000 बार.
Straight into A site. And it's Jit Boys. If not Jit Boys, it's Primi this time.
Actually, Cypher cage नहीं था ना.
Quick with the movement. A lot of stunts and everything as well, and it's tough for Texture to do much. Unfortunately, got overwhelmed in that situation. And not only that, wise for Full Sense to want to take forward space out towards spawn, which helps them isolate more duels.
Personally DM करेगा हाँ वही personally DM करूँगा मैं तो भाई.
Would then have to work against. So indeed, it
personally
will be a timeout because
सबको फोन करके बोलूँगा thank you यार मैच जीत गए आप लोग love you है आप लोग
is now something that they have to work around.
Yeah.
Kind of see what they put together though. I mean, not for this one, perhaps in round 18, but
insane hit भाई.
I imagine like maybe if Texture saves onto an op, he takes like a deeper line somewhere, or someone starts
Devai खेलेगा next year. Devai का तो नहीं पता भाई.
And get forward space somewhere else. Maybe you start to play.
भाई आज की short film मस्ती आपकी.
Full Sense are spending several pieces of
short
utility
film
just to
क्या
get
होता है
forward space, just to clear out a lot of angles out towards like A and elbow.
Well, there are some tools in this upcoming round for Gen G to work with. They have that rifle. It's in the hands of Ash at the moment. He's one away from the overdrive. It's not impossible to imagine they might be able to put something together. Headhunters, obviously, for Texture. You got a Sheriff for Raxkull. Now, there is some firepower there to work with. We'll see if they can cause a bit of a concern for Full Sense here.
Full Sense swapping the 4-1, got Sephiroth and an Outlaw.
मैं तो बोलूँगा free में काम करूँगा एक साल जीत जाओ यार.
Just trying to clear out as much as possible initially.
बहुत अच्छी थी love you.
Forcing them to think too.
Yep. Denies that.
We put a short movie बनती. ओए पुराने योरू का ना चैट एक स्टैक पड़ा है 60-70 क्लिप का. उसकी बनेगी मूवी.
So top middle, and that's where the hero rifle is.
Yeah, but it's just Ash alone, has no backup.
Good stun, good stun.
As well tries to duck away, but I think just got caught by that relay bolt on the back end, and so Jit Boys chases him down. That's the rifle gone.
Lost goalie connect होते रह गई.
To chime in with a frag, and so seems like there's no harm done here. For Full Sense, another in the hands of Sephiroth will take it a little further for the second, and it's now just Karen. And even in this case,
यार Full Sense ये मैप जीत रही है मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा है.
Double digits for Full Sense, and they are progressing nicely through Summit.
Hero handle क्यों बोलते हैं? क्योंकि एक ही handle होती है ना. तो उसको hero handle
बोलते हैं. We gotta think about
hero rifle बोलते हैं.
What split could
ये लोग सिस्टम फेल कराएगा. राज भाई पैसे कमा रहे हो आप बहुत ज़्यादा. ठीक है.
Nonetheless, though, as discussed
बहुत ज़्यादा पैसे कमा रहे हो. At this point तो आपको मेरे को पैसे देने चाहिए. मेरे एडिटर आपको पर पैसे आपको मेरे को देने चाहिए. और भाई कंप्लेन आ रही है कि आप म्यूजिक लाउड डाले हो बहुत ज़्यादा. नेक्स्ट टाइम से म्यूजिक का वॉल्यूम थोड़ा कम रहना चाहिए प्लीज. थैंक यू. बहुत लोग को बराबर लग रहा है पर बहुतों को लाउड लग रहा है. ध्यान में रखते हो अपन हर चीज. Next time.
Inside of a dark cover, you can't see anything. Fast lane onto the site from Full Sense draws out a bit of spam, but it's a pretty big piece of util used by Full Sense.
अगदी जंजी आज पहले मैं क्लीन खेली उनका बिकता है. सनसेट में पता नहीं क्या कर रहे हैं. ओपनिंग पिक्स हग रहे हैं यार. टेक्सचर नहीं चल रहा. देखो ना 7-12 है वो.
Whoa, this is a tough angle to clear. But he looks like he's going to clear it. That's
what are you clearing? Connect किया क्रूज को शॉट उसने.
How's he not got the kill?
Connect किया 43.
In all that
43 बचा.
Athena's kind of gotten away with a bit too much, and suddenly.
Right. Well, at least he gets an assist. Primi does get the trade back on Raxkull. Spike is going to be retrievable. Weird round. Weird round.
Yeah, very odd, but
क्या भरते हो बे? क्या भरते हो चैट में?
Was forced to break trademark though, so alerted Karan.
Yep, Karen's hunting. Looks like his timing's pretty good. Nice headshot as well. Just been looking so
Comeback incoming, baby. 6 round in a row. 13-10 खत्म हो गया ये game.
Makes the right call to go A, wins the duel against Karen, gets a plant down, can still win this round.
Yeah, he would have convergent paths then. It's going to be very, like,
10 seconds left.
tense, though. This 1v1 against Karen. He doesn't have time for the plant anymore. He thinks it's clear.
Oh, well.
Viral जाएगी champs. Tough road.
You get another very back and forth game, this one.
Yeah, a bit of a seesaw, but hard to tell. I mean, a strong round like this, and you start to see.
भाई मेरी मम्मी बोली है चिकना बच्चा कौन है टीवी पे आंटी मैं इसकी स्कूल में ही पढ़ता हूँ ये बहुत अच्छा बच्चा है यार
You know, sort of
TX ओजोन है ना ये बहुत अच्छा बच्चा है
It works out neatly.
बहुत तारीफ भी करता है आपकी बोलता है कि बहुत अच्छा टिफिन बनाती है आंटी जी
as well, so this can still turn around. This can still start to
बहुत अच्छा
snowball
बच्चा
for full sense.
काफी मन लगा के पढ़ाई भी कर रहा है
Oh, Genji with their own 1-4, and it's just Raxkull alone. If he gets one kill, he gets a res, then you talk about a retake.
Well, I mean, the good thing is he's a Sage, so he can delay for quite a while with the wall and with the orb, but both of them have now been used. Smoke's going to come through as well. Rala's out, doesn't see anything. Full Sense still holding for now.
चार लोग पुल करने वाले पुल अप करने वाले प्रीमी का अल्ट है भाई रास्कल भाई भाग जाओ वहां से फुल कॉट होने वाला है रास्कल
Yeah, there's no way that Raxkull gets out of the convergent paths on an angle like this one. So he would just be a dead man.
Sephiroth's in a pretty good position too. The rotations go early.
कहाँ जाएगा भाई?
Layer with the Nightfall and the convergent paths really pushing Genji out of that site. Athena does win the duel against Ship Boys though. That's a big start. And we've got the Nightfall back in response from Genji now, who will start to look to try to make their re-entry into the site. It's not really a retake. The plant's not even down. Teleport back on out. It doesn't matter. Ash still catches up with Cruz and Kahlua. And Athena will fall in the meanwhile. So it's just Sephiroth in from behind. He's been spotted out now as well. Ash wants that. Gets it. 9 for Genji. They are on the rampage back.
And it was always going to come down to the ultimates again.
क्या चढ़ा है ना भाई?
Pass the hit, not enough information, and Genji just lie in wait. The delaying worked out very neatly.
Chum chick
and
chum
as soon as
namasida.
they hit back, like Athena getting that first tap.
Chum chick chuk namasida.
I think against Jet Boys makes quite a bit
of difference. Top में क्या बात कर रहा है? Let's go भाई.
A bit expensive, but Full Sense still having some ultimates. This could be their final
permission
purchase
तो मेरे पास है watch party
though.
करने की just saying.
I mean, at least for the foreseeable future. So they need to make this round count as well, but the only big ult of impact That's true.
Really gambling on the A hold. Guess they're not seeing
More
Full Sense
मेरे को लगा
moving
मेरा
quickly in
आवाज
this
गया.
half. This is not a bad setup actually if you've got that
मेरा mic ही गया था बस.
sort of bait and switch, but in the end, it's just going to leave texture on the line and rotate their players across. And again, seems like the idea
Athena ऐसे चिपका देता है,
aim in position and then reinforce the rest of the map. So if Full Sense were to read into that, they could be going.
कुछ भी kills चिपकाता. Full Sense अभी देखो डगमगाएगी Full Sense
the map a bit. They know
heavy डगमगाएगी.
There, if not out towards market, so just trying to reposition around it. But now they have to watch out.
Operator किधर है? A पे operator लगाया है. बराबर operator है.
Surely you have to, like, you've seen him play this line all week last week
against Cypher Cage?
GE.
Gusa!
Very surprised if you don't see him here at all. Pass into the site. Karen can't get the better of Primmy's. Life is saved by Jip Boys. Now it's all on Texture. You do kind of have to back up though of Athena. And Texture's got 3, and Athena's got 1. So maybe that's all you need.
अबे यार
the spike plant now, I suppose.
I suppose he does.
हाँ उसने headhunter चिपकाया बे.
Yeah, he needs help. Help! Someone help Primmy. There's no one to help Primmy.
Short bit
Texture for the
4K. You crack me up, man. His teammates were all dead.
Yep.
Texture. How does he get away with that? Had to reposition, just holds the line. It's such an awkward line to hold as well. You're feeling that much pressure with that many footsteps. Chip Boys has ripped the overdrive, but he still lands the shot.
Well, I guess the thing is,
shot,
and you hit your shots,
yeah,
you will win.
That's the big.
Back to back AWC.
Go
What?
big or go home.
Back to back
Make it
chicken
happen.
dinners. Holy shit, India on top, baby.
I'll talk about Jit Boys too.
Yeah, Jit Boys is like Jit Boys saved Primi.
Look at the
So calm,
economy
huh?
now for full sets. It's good.
Alexa fans.
It's getting from mid to worse.
Okay.
Oh, and a big seize early on completely halts them in their tracks.
फ्लैश भी बड़ा है भाई स्टिल 4 लोग स्टार्ट कर रहे
Back
हैं
up towards
क्या
top of
मैक्रोज है
middle.
ये
They know
जेनजी
the
के भाई
trademark's there, so they
इन लोग
still
का
wanna
इको
break
कब आएगा
it.
ये लास्ट बाय राउंड है इसके बाद इको है
4 players towards
या
A.
लाइट बाय है
Indeed.
they can actually keep forcing light
Maybe they
buys
try to flank out towards B instead. I mean, Athena is.
कौन सी टीम थी उस दिन जो सेव नहीं कर रही थी आई गेस क्रू
I want to say this is maybe where it goes wrong.
क्रू का गेम देख रहा था
This is
क्रू
now
सेव
where
नहीं
Full Sense
करती
have actually played a little bit faster, and Sephiroth has taken.
उठी जाएगा आई डोंट थिंक सो
position.
ब्रो वन साइड निकालेंगे
Ash is going to spot him. This
It's one.
needs to be traded immediately.
टेक्सचर मिस किया
Has not been, and so now you've got players that are a bit worried about the wrap in towards A, the wrap back towards B. Primi gets rack school. You know, it gets a bit messy for Gen G. They just don't have the map control.
Shot,
It's a really crucial kill for Athena. That's going down on B. Rotate's coming through. Kalua can't win the duel against Karen. So they have been
वो
allowed
अकेला
pass.
टाइल से साइड में दो लोग हैं 2v3 हो जाएगा
allowed in.
इसलिए छोड़ दिए
Made by
किलुआ
that
को
smoke, that's for sure.
किलुआ कहां से रोटेट कर रहा है
Can they use to get their way through? Straight into Primi!
Primi!
Who gets the 2, but is
वो मारा यार
obviously. So 11 to 10, full sense. They chime in, and I think Gen G have got to change that setup. You can't keep having 4 players over towards A at the start of the round.
Exactly.
If full sense have now figured
चार
it out.
लोग ये स्टार्ट करेंगे तो बीटी ही होगा
And that's the kind of macro between both teams. There's not too much variance because it's also tough to get
Oh,
reads
Harjman ने
against
क्या
their
गाना डाले?
opponent. But now Full Sense are getting the download against Gen G, as it were. Breaking the trademark, they start to find all sorts of different positions. Gen G does well to find some individual frags, but just still not enough ultimately, especially once that smoke gets set up.
Well, it's a change in the setup, and ironically, this is probably where you'd want to have 4 players over on A.
1-3-1.
Exploring there. But it's still a pretty quick rotate for Gen G.
It still is texture on A too.
That it is.
मैं तेरी
Gonna draw out that off shot, so they'll be aware of his position, or at least rough vicinity of it. Jit Boys tries to go forward alongside Primi. They haven't had any success there.
वो फास्ट ये चालू किए थे शर्मिस किया
The trademark, I think it was, kind of
Money follows.
That's a real
Money
issue.
follows, brother. Money follows.
Again, Sephiroth on this
Wear your
work.
shoes.
He spots out Ash. Very
Big
nearly
lurk,
loses his
भाई ये
life.
लर्क पे एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट लेके जा रहे हैं हाँ
Karen to exploit.
पीछे देख करान
No! Ships in the night! Sephiroth catches Karen! That's crazy. B-sides opened up.
That's the strength of the Cypher Cage right
Why
there.
would-
Res available for Rack School.
It's gotta get close enough first though.
Can you find a safe res is the other question.
Spike planted.
Smokes up.
4v4 back to a 4v4 क्रूज Sephiroth लो है
Wanting to go down market. Look at Sephiroth.
Oh, Sephiroth
Mind,
could be on for
bro.
a couple there. Doesn't quite
right good
manage it.
trade 3v3
Gets Ash for the second time in the round.
Numbers brought back. Oh,
oh
Cruz.
cruise big
Cruz off
lurk
flank.
big rap मेरे
No
भाई
idea. This looks like it should be a round winner, maybe even a map winner from Cruz. Looking for more than just the one. He doesn't even need one more. It's just the single kill that he requires because he gets the info for Kalua, and that is Texture. Looking for the save. Full Sense will win the round. They'll go to 12. And Gen G have been fighting hard for Sunset, but it seems like that fight might merely be over.
मैं तेरी
Yeah,
queen
perhaps running
आई
out of a bit of gas in the tank. And this is just masterful.
दिए मैं,
I'm
पाना भाई।
starting to see the
अच्छा खासा
vision
comeback
now
आ
for
गया था।
Full Sense. Frost has always said, you know, just wanting to build those fundamentals up, like
कर रहे थे ओए हैदराबाद
build
गेम
those
खेल रहे
players
हैं
up and get them
वो सब लोग
all
गेम
on
खेल
the
रहे
same
हैं
page. And then this one, you can start to
ऐसा ना
see
अभी।
Sephiroth thinking like how an
ऐसी बात हो गई ना
IGL
अभी
would. Very forward thinking, very cerebral in how he wants to position himself. Play around the cage, anticipate his opponents are going to be going through market because he was in that position previously out towards Boba.
ठीक है अभी
And he gets ahead of them. Finds those numbers advantage for his team.
चलो 4 मैच और
Here we
देखेंगे
are with Map Point. Tour de Force brought out. Is it going to be
तोड़
enough?
दे force
I'll take shot.
Oh,
Not
दिया
able to land
खत्म
the
map,
opening
we are
shot there
going
on the
map
Jit
3
Boys,
bro
so immediately falls.
we going map 3
And that's going to pull the rotate across for Gen G, of course. Athena dealt
No
with
mind.
easily by Jit Boys. Full Sense rampaging their way towards
khatam,
split
map
right
khatam,
now.
map
Not even
khatam, map
Karen
khatam,
can
map
stop
khatam.
them.
Gen G
A 2-on-5,
finally
Ash and
कहीं ना
Raxel
कहीं कुछ
have
ना
to
कुछ
try
लैग
and
करते
salvage.
हुए
It's just
माँ
not
कसम
going to
प्रीमी
happen. Ash here with a single shot in. That's another. but that's not enough. 13-10. Full Sense will secure the second map in the
game
series.
खेलने
We
तो
will
नाम
go
बनाओ.
the distance, which is exactly what we wanted here between Full Sense and Genji.
Powerful
ये
and
बढ़िया था.
explosive from both sides, but also I think a first loss in a while that Genji has suffered on this map pick. 13-10 as the final scoreline with how deep it goes. But
तुम लोग क्या बोलेंगे सनसेट लॉस पर? No cage, no win.
Gives you just that relief, that bit of
प्लेन्स
hope
वॉच
for the
पार्टी.
team.
हाँ प्लेन्स देखेंगे ना यार दोस्त. पहले ड्रॉस तो हो जाने दो प्लेन्स के. कौन सी चार टीम के अगेंस्ट खेलेगी, क्या स्टार्ट रहेगा, उसके बाद में प्लेन्स का थोड़ा शेड्यूल देख के उस हिसाब से वॉच पार्टी करेंगे. ठीक है यार, ठीक है यार, कोई बात नहीं. Shall map 3 bro. Enough in Big 26. Big 26 में ना मेरे भाई सब चीजें महंगी है, तो जो है उससे काम चलाना आना चाहिए. जब तक काम चल रहा है, अब देख जब जरूरत पड़ेगी मेरे को कि यार आज एक 50-80 लेना पड़ेगा, तो कुछ नहीं, बस मैं ये कर दूंगा. ग्राफिक का अभी नहीं.
And Full Sense, we'll see if Full Sense can at least claim another win here in the group stage, but for now it's back over to the desk to see what they thought.
क्राइम वेंडर स्टोर में आइए प्लीज दिला दो.
Of course, it had to be one of these matches, right? It looks as though Genji and Full Sense are going the distance.
1 rupees equals 1 week of good luck.
Genji, Full Sense managed to take this, and I guess the revenge for them.
Anything bro. Anything now. हम खुद GT 730 से काम चला रहे हैं. अर्ज भाई की वॉच पार्टी. मैं FNS को रिसेंटली सब्सक्राइब किया YouTube पे भाई. कल मैं FNS की वॉच पार्टी देख रहा था ब्रो. मैं सोचा कि चलो FNS की वॉच पार्टी देख के सीखूंगा कुछ. केम छो बुदाय भाई. तो मैं देखा तो मेरे को समझ में आया भाई FNS बहुत ऑब्जर्व करता है भाई, और FNS अपना पूरा दिमाग भी लगाता है, जो मतलब लेजिट गेम खेलते टाइम लगाता होगा ना, वैसा दिमाग लगाता है भाई FNS. Oh, thank you for the 1 rupees Moksha. Cent 30 अच्छा. 2050 शॉट क्लच भाई प्लीज दिला दो. सेम यार, सेम. मैं भी 2050 शॉट हूँ भाई. कैसे जिंदगी चल रही है बता नहीं सकता यार.
At Rishikesh 1008 donated 6 rupees and 42 paise. ये लो 5080 का चंदा.
For Primi, but I think that here on the side of Genji, frustrating loss for sure. Yeah. And it's just that they were so close, and the momentum was highly in their favor towards the later part of the map, and it just was Full Sense, full firepower coming in to play.
भाई आपने जो डूबती हुई इकोनॉमी के अंदर से जो हाथ डाल के जो अपने 100 रुपए दिए है ना अर्जेंटीना के, लव यू है आपको. थैंक यू फॉर द 6.35 रुपीज मेरे भाई. लव यू भाई. आपने सागर के एकदम गहराई में हाथ डाला है भाई. अगर मैं अर्जेंटीना चले जाऊं तो मैं अमीर बन जाऊंगा क्या? रुको, आईफोन इन अर्जेंटीना, ARS 1 मिलियन, मिलियनर ही हो जाता है वहां पे. 52 KB सस्ता हो जाएगा. नहीं महंगा है उल्टा. 2 रुपए YouTube ले लिया, 4 रुपए. वाओ, मेसी को खरीद लो. पहले मर जाता है फिर टीममेट को स्पेक्टेट करके बताता है. अरे यार काउंट में आएंगे तब तक 1 रुपए हो जाएगा. बात तो सही है. 50-80 का चंदा भाई. मैं ना आइशो स्पीड की स्ट्रीम पे देखता हूँ, लोग 10-10 हजार दे रहे होते हैं. ये पैसों ही बोलते हैं ना इसको. अर्जेंटीना. थैंक यू फॉर द 6.9 मोक्ष भाई. पैसों ही बोलते हैं ना चैट इसको. ये पैसों दे रहे 50-80 का चंदा. लव यू यार. सामान लोगे उसमें भी GST लगेगा। तो भाई मैंने एक दिन सर्च किया, फिर मैं देखा 100 रुपए, और वो मैसेज जो रहता है ना वो 1 घंटे तक रहता है, क्योंकि YouTube का ऐसे रहता है ना कि लाल पत्ती करो तो एकदम लंबा रहता है। साला मैं एक दिन सरप्राइज हुआ कि ये कौन सी करेंसी है। अबे एक सेकंड, तो ये ऋषिकेश भाई क्या आप अर्जेंटीना में रहते हो? क्या आपने VPN लगाया है? VPN कैसे लगा सकते हैं?
Yeah, based on the previous series, like versus GE, for example, Full Sense already knew how Texture was going to play this out, what to look out for also, and they really did their homework and managed to get onto Genji's gameplay. But we have to talk about Primi, the king of Thailand.
Yo, he's back. He's back in form.
I wouldn't say entirely in form, but like much better on the side of
20,000, 2 लाख।
I mean, I think this is it.
अगर मेरे पास 2 लाख है इंडिया में, तो अर्जेंटीना में मेरे पास 3 मिलियन।
I do think this is where he's at his best.
3 million.
Always been where he's at his most comfortable. So no surprises that he picks it
Argentina
back
credit
up
card
and starts bragging once again. Got 3 on that pistol.
Argentina viewer, wow, bro.
I don't know how this
that
keeps happening.
was not the cleanest retake for Full Sense. You see a lot of kills onto Texture. He did a really good job in that head-to-head duel, and I
donated
think he was
550
not only
rupees and
just
24 पैसे।
Bro, ये अलग-अलग करेंसी दे रहा है।
हाँ VPN है, डबलिन में रहता हूँ।
Bro, thank you for the 5 euro. Euro? Holy shit भाई, क्या बात है यार ऋषिकेश भाई। डबलिन मतलब कहाँ आता है चैट? डबलिन कनाडा में आता है? नहीं, किधर आता है डबलिन? आयरलैंड। होली शिट, कॉनर मैग्रेगर। यो, लेट्स गो भाई, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर द 600 रुपए, 500 रुपए। लव यू ऋषिकेश भाई, वाह कसम।
They have been playing double center.
क्या बात कर रहे हो यार, लेट्स गो भाई।
Over in London as well, which was the Sage Viper, but in the past we have seen them play double duel.
ये ना बात, भाई ने एक ही उसमें 2 करेंसी से डोनेट कर दिया। I won't be surprised अगर मेरे को अब $100 आते। मतलब भाई ये देख रहे हो, अलग-अलग करेंसी भाई। लव यू ऋषिकेश भाई, लव यू। कौन से देश से देखते हैं भाई मेरे को लोग, और कोई दूसरे देश से देखता है? कोई युगांडा से देख रहा है मेरे को? युगांडा, जिम्बाब्वे, ऐसे कोई कंट्री से देख रहा है? न्यूजीलैंड, क्या बात कर रहे हो, सही में भाई न्यूजीलैंड तो ब्यूटीफुल कंट्री है, माँ कसम। मैं नॉर्थ कोरिया, बात सुन लो। पाकिस्तान, क्या बात है, अंटार्कटिका, जर्मनी, लेट्स गो। नर्क से देख रहा हूँ।
Yeah, definitely. I feel like Texture now will definitely be looking out for whatever Full Sense have prepared for him, because if they had his number on Sunset, then like, you know, going here into Split, the final map of this day, he's probably going to want to change some things up. We're playing into the mind games also, and for Full Sense, I really
थाने का एक अलग झंडा होना चाहिए।
be seeing Primi on the duelist once more on the Sentinel, because that's the whole
हो गया भाई, हो गया, सॉरी मेरी गलती, मैंने पूछ लिया, मेरी गलती भाई, सॉरी मैंने पूछ लिया भाई। अच्छा है किसी ने यार।
Maybe this is, they've just decided to abandon that Senti for him as an idea.
आ जाओ।
In this game, Genji looking to go flawless in the group stage if they win this game.
Yeah.
Full Sense, on the other hand, they would love a juicy champs point, and they are sticking to what's been working for them. They're 2-0 with this comp, despite the fact that they were very close games against Seta and Nongshim, respectively. They are going to start out attacking side with the Cypher Deadlock.
And Jin Boys is the one on that raise. When we saw him on that raise last, he has been so good on this agent. So look for him to pop off on the side of Genji. There's no changes. Texture on that raise, Ash on that Neon. This is a style that they know and love.
We need to see them really disrupt with the double duelist.
Yes.
You cannot let Full Sense get into easy post plants with their double senti comp.
I didn't think that we'd see the what was it, the predlock?
Yeah.
The predlock once
It's
more.
when you lock in your predictions,
well, yours definitely locked in. You said if Full Sense was going to take this series. The only one to predict so. Let's see if Pilski happens to be right or if the rest of us all agree with Genji. This is our final map, ladies and gentlemen. Once more, over to your casters to take us into Split, over to Quack and to Elfish.
Yeah, well, I think the precedent is very much there that we could see Full Sense close this series out. Certainly a win in that last map builds a lot of confidence, and we'll see whether or not this, again, new look Full Sense with Primi on the deadlock is actually going to cut the mustard. I haven't necessarily been convinced, but they've been maintaining it for a few weeks, and at some point it's got to start working, right?
I certainly hope so, I guess. I mean, we haven't really seen it too much yet, but we'll just kind of hold our tongues out for this one. I mean, in theory, again, it just works out so well against double duelists, works out well against the Neon, really slows her down.
table के नीचे हूँ मैं.
Into the actual game itself, at least for now, when they are starting out on the first half on the attacking side, just needing to get that spike.
Primi भाई attack कर रहे deadlock पे. अरे बात पे एक तो Primi deadlock पे आ जाता है भाई.
It's now Ash on towards a ramp.
थाने आए करेंगे Tokyo Bay. Tokyo Bay कौन सा tower है बे?
Up to a bit of trickery here. Seeing if he can find himself a nice fight. Unfortunately, he doesn't get the one that he wants. So Ash will claim the opening prize for Genji.
Metropolis. नहीं क्या नाम है? ऐसी ही कुछ नाम है शायद. वही है ना Tokyo Bay. Metropolis.
Yeah, Primi's taking that space. He'll be very happy with it. This is actually going to be a pretty advanced position. I don't know that Ash is expecting him on that timing, but still prepared for it. Primi fighting his way forward. Can't get the better of both.
V3.
Could have, but nonetheless, now mid-round rotations over on towards B.
Waiting patiently, gets himself a headshot through some extra tags onto Klurge as well. That'll soften the targets here for texture, but he will have to get this job done alone. Waiting for that spike plan to come through. Swing is in, and headshot for just the one onto Kahlua.
Plant deny करने के लिए दोनों लोग super low.
Obviously doesn't quite manage to win the round on his own.
But still winnable हाँ, क्योंकि एक ही चिपकाने हैं बस. एक bandit है, एक sheriff है.
It's an advantageous fight for them. Both
Two headshots for the win, bro. Ash के पास stun भी है. अभी stun बोल रहा हूँ, slide भी है.
Cleared out, one spotted.
एक का posi spot.
Oh, it's going to be baited by that, but luckily the shot's still coming through from Ash. He just about saves the day with a 4K.
As any sheriff
done. Another pistol. Full Sense
kind
of really
weird,
struggled to get the pistols over the line today.
It's close though, have to admit. But wow. Still down to the fights, and even with the baits out with the haunts. But you kind of see
Imagine गिर के मरता मैं भी सोचा था.
Like a semblance of something, right? Grab that out.
उसने छोटा jump लिया इसीलिए.
That's always been something that Full Sense is
One DFM TS DFM
entire series. Multiple lurks.
Last game close गया. Last game was like 10-13, 11-13 ऐसा
कुछ. As well. But he does kind of
11-13 था I guess.
Towards the player who actually was sat down by the Radnet anyway.
भाई Genji defense चालू कर रही है यार. Defense चालू करना is big on this map यार.
Announcing of presence.
और सामने वो दो sentinel खेल रहे हैं.
And get away with it.
बड़ा difficult सा attack है. क्या रहते हैं हम? कौन सा monitor use करते? Exclamation monitor मेरे भाई.
Trying to skulk up towards a singular position on the map while Genji.
Chat monitor कोई नया तो लेना है यार. I'm thinking about Alienware. मेरा TN panel से हो गया है. I want brighter colors now. OLED तो नहीं लूंगा मैं. Of course. सेल वेल चल रही है, एक आध IPS उठा लेते हैं. नहीं यार, कैमरा भी लेना है यार. कैमरा इम्पोर्टेंट है. बहुत खर्चे.
down to the minute mark.
क्या डोर पीसी है? नहीं उससे स्ट्रीम करता हूँ. Valorant खेलना है. Valorant CPU based गेम है मेरे भाई. मेरे पास बहुत strong CPU है. 500 FPS देता है. Constant वो भी mid fight.
Got the smoke coming up. Courtesy of Karen. And Full Sense very much slowed down.
इक्को राउंड है इक्को अब नहीं मिलेगा लर्क ओए ये बारी जेंजी चेक में रखेगी सेफिरोथ का लर्क
Kind of on his own quite a bit in the previous map as well.
ये बारी जेंजी फुल चेक करेगी हाँ ये लर्क कर रहा है
Go for full sense here. They just kind of have to train it
ट्राई
into a
मल्टीपल
position.
टाइम्स किया और बहुत पूरा सनसेट उसने खोल के दिया एक्चुअली उन लोग को
With a feeding frenzy for him and Athena right here. Can clean up a couple. Yeah,
रक्साल भाई उतर ही गए
Sense have very much given up on this round and just hoping that they can maybe get away with a kill or two, but wishful thinking you'd have to imagine for Kahlua to do anything more here. Texture cleans up the last couple. That'll be a nice couple of charges towards the showstopper. 2-0, good start for Gen G.
वापस आपसे मांग लो
First round to get through.
Practically that, just everyone playing up on the Spectres though is going to be another thing to think about, just because they're probably not going to be able to upgrade towards rifles on the next one. But they do indeed build up onto all these little points.
क्या करूँगा पुराने मॉनिटर का मैं मेरे पास ये एक्स्ट्रा और एक पड़ा हुआ है मैं सोच रहा हूँ इसको थर्ड मॉनिटर लगा देता हूँ सिर्फ चैट के लिए वो 180 हर्ट्ज है उसको मेरे को घर लेके जाना है एक्चुअली मेरे घर में 60 हर्ट्ज की है नहीं 100 हर्ट्ज के सारे मॉनिटर तो एक 180 हर्ट्ज का लग जाए तो मजा आ जाए फिर घर से जो लाऊंगा वो वाला लगा दूंगा यहाँ पे चैट के लिए
Jitboy's waiting for an over peek here from Karen. Not quite going to
किस
get
तो
it.
टूर्नामेंट में मिला था मेरे को मॉनिटर
Use the satchel to try to delay.
कनेक्टिव जज नो माइंड बोनस कन्वर्जन हो रहा है बे 2v3
Spike 2.
दोनों मिड है लास्ट स्पाइक भी गिर गया
Don't think they were
साउंड आ गई होगी
expecting that much forward resistance. So now
भाई क्या वो लोग सिटी से रोटेट करेंगे अब
onto Cruz and
एफएनए को सिर्फ हेवन चेक पे रखना है यार और वो भी नहीं रखेगा तो गन अपग्रेड कर सकता है
impossible, especially with the guns all around. But Athena's looking to pick up the third.
बिग रिकॉन भाई बिग रिकॉन कितना इन्फो मिल गया है
That will be a full rifle now.
सेव करना पड़ेगा I don't think so ट्राई करेंगे No they're trying it
Is it
They're
possible
actually
for
trying
Cruz to set up that flank?
I suppose it is, but with 40 seconds, it's going to take some doing. Raxtal's cleared out the trip.
शॉट खत्म भी
Not able to get anything done.
Surely he saves now.
30 seconds left.
अकेले रहते
What else
हैं
to really do here is that
सिर्फ 60 हर्ट्ज हो गया चैट
the
के लिए
start
60
of the
हर्ट्ज नहीं
map
बे
that Full
चैट
Sense
को मैं
really wanted.
240 दूंगा ना 60 हर्ट्ज क्यों
Oh, it's kind of incredibly slow.
नहीं चैट को
to
180
kick
दे
things
सकता हूँ मैं
off.
एक्चुअली
But when they do get rolling, the momentum's there. Just perhaps with
10
different
seconds
agents this
left.
time. Primi does have his annihilation already for some of the upcoming rounds, but I'm not entirely sure how that's going to come into play yet. Otherwise, Shenji just building up once more.
अच्छे कलर्स वाला मॉनिटर
just that
चाहिए
quick
पीएन पैनल में कलर्स अच्छे नहीं होते हैं
position where everyone's holding up. They spot, you know, Jitboy's out by ramp, and suddenly it's the relay vault, it's the satchel, it's Ash out from behind, Karan just tucked underneath, being able to spray them down with the Spectre while Ash tries his best to
बताओ क्या करूँ अब
throw off their crosshair
तो नहीं पता भाई मैं
placement.
तो भरोसा नहीं करता
So, let's see how this
आप आ रहे हो
comes together, but clearly with weaker economy, it might be a bit more
2K
difficult
लूंगा
for full
अब मैं एक
sense.
2K लूंगा
That
for
said,
sure.
though, still Annihilation's right
2K में
there.
बहुत clean
So I'm
दिखता है
very
भाई
curious for us to have a listen in on how Full Sense wants to play this.
वॉच पार्टी करने के लिए क्या अच्छा दिखना भी चाहिए ना मैच टीवी लगा लेता हूँ वो अल्टीमेट किया
หิวได้ดูให้แม่ได้แถบหน้าเมนไปกูขอเลิกนะไปเลยพี่กูไม่มีแถบหน้าเมนไปวางให้เมนอ่ะกูไม่ได้วางให้ดูรับเตอร์ให้กูได้ปะกูไม่ดูดอ่ะรับเตอร์ได้ไหมดูได้เก่งก็ไม่ทำอยู่เก่งเน็ตกูนะก่อน
एक गन है एक स्टिंगर है एक फैंटम
ไปกูงอกูเลยรอช้า
अरे क्रूज का लर्क है देखो
Yet to come here for Gen G, but they've got a lot to think about.
अरे क्रूज किधर से जा रहा है पर
Also that lurk of Cruz.
इमेजिन उसकी टीम डह गई तब तक
Ash is just stalled. Can't go anywhere.
भाई रिटेक करो ना
Slowly but surely though, Gen G gonna have to try to work their way in. They run straight into Primi with the stinger, a double, and now Raxtal needs a couple of quick kills here to try and salvage things. He's got them, but the time is going to become quite the factor. Spike isn't really perfectly planted for Cruz. He's going to have to swing, but Raxtal is really out of time now at this point, and he's going to be sucked off the spike as well. There's no swing to come through from Cruz. A beautiful round from Full Sense. He got an ace. Well, it's the saddest ace you've ever seen.
CP कौन सा है? Ryzen 7 9800X3.
Kidding me? Oh, no way. So they break that through, getting the double satchel in, had the grab net lineup, and the annihilation ripped. All that to allow them to get themselves set up. And that's what this composition does. And you set up all the sonic sensors, potential trips as well. As Sephiroth is otherwise looking elsewhere, or it's Cruz. And it's more work for Genji to do in some of these retakes. Really makes it tough for Ash. But like no kill there either. And an ace. Oh boy. Texture has an op now. Let's go.
ऑप कहाँ लगाया टेक्सचर ने बी पे फुल सेंस मिड स्टार्ट कर रही है टेक्सचर की ऑप ये बारी काम करनी चाहिए बस सनसेट में बहुत लेट चालू हुई थी इसकी ऑप
क्लियर आउट मिडल इंस्टेड
बीमेन पूरा गिव अप कर दिया हां छोड़ के खेल रहे बीमेन सेफिरोथ ए पे लर्क कर रहा है ओ मैंने ध्यान नहीं दिया भाई वो लोग वाइस खेल रहे हैं स्प्लिट पे वाओ वाइस एक नया एजेंट है यार
Steel Garden tripped by the Boombot, and then for full sense to regroup,
Alt nikal diya,
get themselves pushed up in towards A.
क्या? उसने middling cult किया था for no reason.
45 seconds left on the clock here. Still look to be committed to the A site. Primi is leading what amounts to be quite a slow charge at the moment.
He's the under आ गया already. Short Primi.
Full sense players are trying to work their way out. Ash is ready and waiting. Easy triple kill in this round for him.
Verified.
So whatever the plan was here for Full Sense, the fact that Sephiroth went down, it's kind of gone a little awry.
ये Genji one side close करेगी chat क्या बोलते हो?
It's another bit of a save. Hero rifle for the next round. If he's even able to hold on to it, there's a bit of time for Raxkull to dig around, and he gets the pre-aim shot. So Clean and Genji continues to build up onto this, and you start to see the value that the op info line brings, not to mention just the whole team sitting around in positions. Even though that was a steal
will come back
and an overdrive, it shows you that Genji clearly know how to slow
round कितने बचेंगे भाई पर
disrupt them, prevent them from even
स्पीड डिपेंड करता है डबल सेंटिनल तो बिग है भाई डबल सेंटिनल और एक एस्ट्रा भी है
and the judge and the operator again for Genji.
मैं पहली बार स्प्लिट देख रहा हूं मैं जिसमें कोई वाइपर नहीं खेल रहा एंकरिंग के लिए डबल सेंटिनल खेल रहे हैं और यहां तो तीन एंकर खेल रहे हैं भाई इनके एस्ट्रा भी चल रहा इको राउंड आ गया क्लोज करिए बट Genji ले जाएगी
concerned about where this op could be positioned, so avoiding B and A, but then they don't have like any real alt orbs to pick up or anything. Perhaps Jit Boys might have found a way with something towards garage and
you're so fine shit भाई क्या ब्रेन रोड गाने बनाता है यार वो बंदा मिक्स
Since not too sure where they want to commit just yet. They're really trying to draw out.
क्या नाम है नाम भूल गया मिक्स का.
They're not getting it. A lot of respect being given over at the moment.
सबके सभी brain rot.
Away from that rope as well. Maybe bait out
so
more.
Fine shit.
The star is an example of it, but it's still not enough, though, right? Like you, at some point, you're still gonna have to press W and walk into this position. You're worried about vents because someone could already be hiding there. So there we go.
Judge could definitely cause a couple of problems
Big
here.
Big Judge gets 2, gets 3.
2K for Ash. Texture and Athena chiming in as well. That'll be the round done and dusted. Full sense it was a lot of build-up for not a lot of result.
Just always was inevitable, but maybe spike plant?
1v2.
Be a spike plant, you'd think.
Okay, there we go.
So maybe Sephiroth can still put something together here. Does have the roll that he wants to invest it.
1v2 है, दो अलग duels. साथ में नहीं है.
So got himself a rifle. And then just looks like he's going to try to play this out as a standard 2-on-1. Genji are going to take it slowly, but these are potentially some isolated duels. Smoke up is going to allow a little bit more room for Karen to work with. Has to drop. Masks that with the shot. Anybody at this point though, as the tap is on the defuse. Karen trying to hold on, and Raxkull to try and ensure this is going to be a round one. Oh, Karen's just going to hold it again! You didn't learn from last time!
अबे स्टिक कर गया, माँ कसम मुंह पे स्टिक किया।
Shot in map 1 and it's happening again. Oh.
EWC इंडिया मचा रही, क्या बात है यार।
It's
क्या चल रहा है उसका
a
स्कोर
little bit
कार्ड कहाँ
questionable too. I mean, again, right? This was always inevitable. They would always have to run into it at some point. They managed to break that ultimately by overwhelming with sheer force, brute force. But down at the end with the neuro theft as an investment as well.
कितने मैचेस होंगे इसमें? Result.
It's not quite being able
Orangutan
to
number 1.
get the play at the
Total
end, even though he
66
does
points.
connect onto the kill. So we'll see still, but no rounds and you're running out of chances as full sense.
Kill points 37, placement point 29. दो तो चिकन डिनर से आए ना?
Showstopper
अरे
as well.
भाई उसके नीचे वाली टीम 46 किल पॉइंट्स पे है। ये कौन सी टीम है 4th Thrive C Sport पे?
Points out the Nightfall, and then there's a massive
Five
battle
minutes,
over middle.
कर दिया।
Genji and Full Sense just decide to throw bodies at each other. Genji are the ones that come off better for it. They are really having the run of things now. It's going to be a 6-1 lead.
And you would imagine
Pakistan
that's just one of those things that Full Sense kind of overlooked.
46 kill
They've been
points
having
है
their
उनके।
way with the entire map, just letting Genji
बड़ा
have
अगर
their
आधा किया
extremities,
तो
but
मजा नहीं
all of a
आएगा। क्या
sudden
करूं बताना
Genji,
प्लीज।
they decide to get in with their own set play. I mean, just the relay bolt and everyone
Qualifier
push
तो direct
off of
final।
Ash.
Oh ये group stage चल रहा है। Shit, I thought
So
final
while
चल रहा है।
texture
अबे
does
मतलब
fall and there is an option
RRQ
kind
भी है
of
इनके ग्रुप
tossed
में
away,
ULF,
Jit
AL।
Boys marking it. There's not
तो
really
बड़ी-बड़ी
much
orgs है,
else for
माँ
Jit
कसम।
Boys to do in a 1v3
Group A, Group
scenario
B
where the
ऐसा ही है
spike
बस।
is being watched for. So it's just a full 30 seconds now.
पाशा
to
टीम
kind
कौन
of
सी है चैट
discuss
देखने
up
के
for
लिए?
the next
चाइना वाइना
round
की
and
कौन सी
see
टीम
if
है?
Full Sense
30
can put
seconds
something together. Because they do have 2 pretty big ultimates. Maybe a third if you consider Cosmic
50
Divide
points.
as well.
Oh.
But just trying to slow things down, getting hit by Genji's plays, it hasn't
यहाँ तो बॉडी हो रही है
been
भाई।
working out.
फुल
for
सेंस
the
आ गए
Thai
उनके
team.
बैक टू द मेन फॉर्म बेबी।
Oh,
पहले कौन सी बता? Ryzen 5
Oh,
City
gets
next।
caught in the end by Jit Boys.
मुझे एक इंडियन टीम, अरे वही तो
Was
देख
on the hunt for the op, but
उसके अलावा क्या है? लाइक करो स्ट्रीम को
Boys gonna
दोस्तों।
hold on to it.
All gamers।
Get through to the next round. There is a showstopper. There's a
All gamers चाइना में?
operator in the next round here for Full Sense. You know, they've got pieces again.
अच्छा all gamers तो चाइना की और
It
गेम।
doesn't really matter what they're holding on to, whether it's
Maybe
guns,
not.
whether it's pistols, whatever. Genji have got the answers right now.
no kidding.
यूरिया उसके अलावा।
Let me look at this again.
राइट। यूरिया तो बहुत नीचे चल रही है भाई।
Just all the positions.
KRX भी है।
Rope as well.
Aurora
as
Gaming की
mailroom.
PUBG टीम
But
भी है।
considering the next round, though, it's been a bit costly for Genji, so their money's starting to run a little bit dry as well. But still being able to afford
मेन
it.
गेम 15 तारीख को है ना?
There's no op.
15, 14, 15, 16
Op
को।
on the attack, though, it kind of forces you to scratch your head a little bit.
मुझे एलियन में एलियन वेयर
You
में
think about Garage.
ग्रेनेड पुल दी अल्ट बार टेक्सचर ने
Showstopper
हां
goes out
सिफरोत पे
from
मारी।
texture in the end.
क्या उसका साउंड आया था या सिर्फ चेक करने के लिए मारा उसने अल्ट भाई?
Not going to be much of a chance there. It's the op that does get that job done. And now we've got a showstopper back in the other direction. Ash trying to escape, does actually manage to tuck behind the box. And this fast lane is keeping Ash alive for now, skewing the vision. And Genji are getting away with everything in this round. Primi and Cruz looking to try and put it back together, but now it is just Primi. No connection on the ulti either is going to make matters worse, so
गुड स्टांस स्विंग
finds
कर जाओ
himself
भाई।
alone with an op in hand, and sometimes this is where Primi does his best work. Let's see how sharp he is. There's a good shot onto Ash,
1v2?
and now might start to feel doable. Smoke down.
स्पाइक अंडर गिरा हुआ है।
Still looking for these last 2 remaining players. Athena cannot afford to make the mistake of peeking at the wrong time, because Primi will just knock him over. But the information again confirming where Primi is going to bring Karen into play. Primi.
Seconds left.
Could it be another round? We've seen it before. Can he do it again? He knows where Athena is. Has to force the plant down now. Oh, he's hoping for the peek from Athena, which he got. But the kill came too late. Oh my word. Primi was so close again.
ऑलमोस्ट निकाल गया था।
Too late. That round could have meant so much for Full Sense. But alas,
ऑलमोस्ट निकाल गया था
the
बे प्रीमी।
scoreline still a 1-7.
आया था यार 1v3 इतना वियर्ड पोजीशन में ऑपरेटर के साथ यार।
ultimately in the battle of attrition or the war of attrition, truly,
डेडलॉक पे भाई प्रीमी को ये एक पॉडकास्टर कोच है इनका
with a disadvantage.
जो पॉडकास्ट बनाता है
You have to admit,
Athena did not want that fight.
प्रीमी को
My bro's
डेडलॉक पे
like 2-8
खिलाता है
this game.
he didn't have to, but
Oh,
yeah.
he's not 2-8, he's like 2-6, there you go, but
Okay.
he's like, Primi, it's Primi, I don't want to 1v1 him, I'll just play time. Hey, it doesn't matter how you win the round.
भाई और तुमको पता है वहाँ पे एफिना का सिचुएशन कितना खराब होगा कि उसको पता नहीं है कि प्रीमी स्टिक करेगा या फिर प्रीमी ऑफ लगाएगा तो इसीलिए वो टैप के थोड़े टाइम बाद ही गया समझ रहे हो क्योंकि अगर प्रीमी प्लांट कर देता तो उसको एफिना का पोजीशन पता था वो चिपका देता ऑफ शॉट तो प्लांट करने भी नहीं दे सकते भाई वो क्या फंस गया था नसीब की राउंड निकला
Yeah, Athena's waiting for more, and he's going to get that.
ये लोग कितना जज लगाए दो जगह जज लगाए हैं माफ कसम जिंजी
Kalua as well.
पाप खेल रहे स्प्लिट है एकदम
He has managed to find a gap in the defense though, and so just creeps his way out. But now Texture looking to slide back on that line, making no mistake. Jibboy's walking right into the crosshair as well. Another round for Genji. This is starting to feel a little bit more like Lotus, and that's not a good feeling for the Full Sense fans.
Definitely not.
Why is Full Sense dry
Not really seeing
peeking?
a timeout yet either. Really makes you start to think and perhaps even worry. Because it's these rounds and these like attacking
डिफेंस में डबल सेंटिनल कमबैक के लिए राउंड भी तो चाहिए अटैक में कि थोड़ी सांस बचे उनके पास 8-1 हो गया ऑलरेडी
So they're trying to be a bit sneaky or stealthy. But as they like show up into these angles and positions, Genji are already there. It's like, hey, you're trying to sneak a cookie away from the jar. I'm right here, bro. And now it's a different approach. Just full on explosive straight up into A side. Genji's repositioning.
Full Sense are moving pretty quickly in this round. Ash is the one that's discovering that.
वो Ash लो हुआ
Alive for the moment. Has to back away though.
Karan's alive.
Multiple angles to watch now, so the
स्टार नहीं है क्या करण के पास
are starting to build up.
अल्टी खींच दिया ले अब करो कहाँ स्विंग करोगे बताओ
Try and keep Full Sense at bay for now.
Texture
पूरा बी मेन इन्फो बाय जेंजी स्टैक्ड खेल सकती है साइड पे
Does Full Sense decide
There's only one way they can go और वो वेंट्स है
Texture is already in position marking that
और वो अल्ट देखो ना कितनी वियर्ड है अगर वेंट्स जाने का ट्राई करोगे तो वो साइड शोल्डर दिख जाएगा
वो
think about 200 joules मेरे भाई
They're trying to use the advantage of
they're exploring heaven
and the element of surprise to get
ये commit कर रहे हैं
Flash in. Karen not quite cleared out, but eventually does fall to Jitboys.
Ash लो ये fight बड़ी होने वाली है
Athena can't get much done. Ash is low. It's an easy
shooting
entry in the
hard
end for Full Sense. Force that neural theft out as well, just to be
एक बंदे clear
sure of where Texture is.
Susan I think वो
Again, maybe not super necessary, but we'll see how much they value potentially chasing that op down. Jitboys ready for it.
Facts
Nice kill on Texture, and that's a round that's much more like it for Full Sense. But the thing is going to be whether or not they can do that consistently.
Yes, even onto the second half as well. I mean, you imagine it would, again, in theory, but
what if
you've seen so many of these
planes के बाद Endoist को उठा ले इसमें
rounds now. This time around, though, at least,
game ज़्यादा समझता नहीं हुआ तो क्या
ही why not go for it, but it's early pressure, early presence, and then kind of calling a cancel onto it forces Genji to think. By the time they show up, it's just Genji does not have the positioning anymore.
पता नहीं भाई रोल भी हो रहा होगा
Not too bad, but now Texture is into A.
Frost
Oh, and so is Ash, but Ash is dealt with by Primi on that slide on in. Texture needs to do some real work here. Looks for the second, but very tough from an angle like that one. So Jitboy's shutting him down.
Single-handedly 16-9 है वो 16-9
once again.
And numbers advantage then. Potential flanks on both sides and different positions too, but Karan is gonna get a heads-up duel.
They save?
Yeah, it's not gonna win the round.
They're saving? अबे ये kill मिलेगी तो try करेंगे.
Genji to get back into the round. Raxkal hoping to see maybe more than just the cruise kill
try
here,
करना
but
चाहिए.
he's gonna have to take what he can get. I think time's too far gone to really entertain it. Genji not really
ऐसे नहीं है भाई इसलिए उनको save करना पड़ रहा है.
Will be a third here for Full Sense. A little bit of a late half recovery, a resurgence coming through.
Cruise is 2-9 right now.
If they can get to 4, they might feel there is something potentially on offer in the second half, but it's still been a pretty rough half for them, all things considered.
Yeah, maybe.
Offer dena chahiye Frost Raiders in one team.
Just putting pedal to the metal and really get themselves in the A side regardless of texture or Ash even.
You're
Also
so fine shit, fine shit, fine shit, fine shit, fine shit, fine shit, fine shit.
So, free kills for Primi and the whole team just pushes off of it.
Timeout.
And now we have a timeout from Genji again. Last round of the half. Trying to put together a 9-3 if possible.
बोल रहा carry करना पड़ेगा ना इसी.
Textures one away from the showstopper.
ये क्या brain rot सुन लिया हाँ ना भाई.
That could come into play.
वो बहुत catchy भी है यार मजाक से हट के. तुम सोचो ना तुम्हारे इसमें आ रहा है you're so fine shit, fine shit, fine shit, fine shit, fine shit.
At least this time out, you know, apart from allowing them to discuss, will cause Full Sense to think or at least be a bit more cautious. The past couple of rounds where they did pick up rounds was when they went on the offensive. So swapping up the pace could help out.
Full Sense fan. I think the sign might be upside down though. Moving on. Potential 9-3 here for Genji is what they're looking for. I mean, it's a bold timeout to use, right? You're really using it for one round, so you better be damn sure you get this round. Big setup over towards B.
Last round 9-3 half हो सकता है. Texture का ult है 1 पे. अगर B के तरफ fight हुई तो ये भाई heavy fight होने वाली है.
Prowler gets some info. Genji looking for it. Ash has gone forward. No one's cleared Jip Boys! Why would you not clear Jip Boys? He gets the 3K and then the entry onto B as well. You could not write a better script for Full Sense in that round. That is so illegal.
Is that a Mexican brew?
He is not.
Oh my god. And you kind of know why though, right? It's a steel garden. It doesn't cover garage in full, but Genji kind of assumes that
कोने में बैठा
nobody's there.
वहाँ पे अल्ट नहीं लगी और वहीं से उसने साले ने राउंड पलट दिया. 4 लोग को मारता है भाई. 6 बज गए.
Well, that was unceremonious.
Unceremonious.
Ace is still online. That's all. That's what this is all about. He's got about maybe 20 seconds more to go.
Cloud 2 कौन सा लो? Cloud 2 लो भाई.
That's for sure.
Come on, Killa. Offer
bang for buck.
Yeah, you gotta just throw bodies at this. Chance here. Oh no, Karen! He actually waited.
8-4 is a good up, bro.
You cannot believe it.
Nice try.
He just had to do it. Also, by the way, that's the second ace that Jit Boys has had stolen away from him. The first one
बारिश हो रही मस्त इधर कुछ खाने का मन कर रहा है.
अरे
भाई भीग जाएंगे आदमी तो उनको टिप दे देना ना मेरे भाई.
Yeah, for sure.
I love the fact that he got the next one too.
Yeah, like they looked at him.
Yeah, did a double take.
This from Karan though. We have a second. We have a tie, Mr. 4K.
They were going B. They were not going A.
Halftime.
So just some of the reads, macro back and forth, but these rounds are far and few between. I mean, all the way out from that pistol round where it was admittedly close, and then the bonus and everything that unfolds. Genji still walk away with so many of these rounds, despite how
finally कुछ तो सुना मैंने भाई.
I guess explosive some of those latter rounds in this first half were. It's still 8 rounds in a row for Genji. They have had every single pistol in this series. I just don't know if the comeback is real or not. Is it real or fake?
Well, I mean, I guess it's down to Full Sense. Have to wait and see.
Really would think that, again, like that's all I can go off of, you know what I mean? Like, this is theoretically, like, you have double Sentinel against a double duelist. You have the wall, you have the grab net, you have trips, you have sonic sensors. All the ability names.
You're saying Full Sense have got everything they need to win this game.
Supposedly.
भाई नहीं देखा मैंने ऐसे.
But And Primi
भाई
is
कल
popping off on the
असंट वाले गेम
deadlock.
में
But how about
ओटी गया ना,
a pistol?
ओटी पे ओटी जा,
Because they haven't
ओटी
really
तक
had
गया
too
नहीं,
many
सिर्फ
pistols
एक
in
में
this series
3K
so
मारा
far.
था। वो
Pistol
मैंने
would
एक
be
चीज
really
बस देखी
nice
थी उस
here.
गेम में, जो वो ट्री पे बैठ के मारा था।
Sephiroth in towards the cubby with a shorty. 1-3-1.
ऑलराइट, बिग पिस्टल ब्रो।
And Gen G.
अबे 2 सेंटिनल के बाद भी 4 मिड चालू कर रहे
Push
हैं।
in towards Sephiroth's position.
बी फ्लैश किया, नो इन्फो।
Cam to try and get some early info.
Plus the
भाई
wall
कैमरामैन
down
अकेला
towards
है,
middle,
एक
so that's
स्पॉट
one less
किया।
thing to worry about. Cage.
अरे भाई कैम की पोजीशन से हटो, अबे शॉट ही है।
Well, here's Sephiroth, and it's not gone well for him. Killua does at least manage to find a
Kills
couple of
from
trades, and
Killua.
Primi's there as well. Hey, it's gotten messy. Gen G just
उसकी
got a
टीम
bit
क्या
lost in the
आई है?
sauce.
क्या फ्लड इन किया फुल सेंस ने?
Holding strong in this pistol. You asked about that comeback. Well, it's definitely on.
Let's go.
कोच को भर दिया ना?
First pistol. And Karan onto the classic as well, but the whole of full sense are already wise to his position, so this should not really be possible. He's gonna give it a try anyways. Ultimately gets hit by a headshot.
ना अब मुश्किल होगा जेंजी के लिए अटैक। एकदम क्लीन रीड के साथ एक एक एंगल काट के अटैक करना पड़ेगा इन लोग को। बहुत टफ चीज है, बहुत टफ चीज। या फिर डायरेक्ट मैंने इसका भी एक मैच बचा हुआ है, एनएस को हारना पड़ेगा वो गेम अगर you want that qualification for global esports.
Like that's just much better. See if they can pull off more of those. With the guns being purchased up now, a stinger for Jit Boys because that's what he can afford. Ooh, okay, and some early info. Cruise with the judge.
Yeah, it looks like it should be enough to deal with what Gen G's packing here. No armor at all. So if they do try to make their entry, that judge is going to munch them to pieces. Worst case scenario, you do have Jit Boys as well. He's going to have a little bit of a look. Spots quite a number of players out.
सब मार देगा क्रूज अगर उसके मुंह के ऊपर चढ़े तो।
Came for though, just the alt orb for free. No util or anything spent. They still have star set up, but okay, full sense. Incites the peek out as well, so they know perhaps rotation's afoot, but it blocks off A main now. And then the wall. This is going to be a slow round.
I think it's going to be a slow half, actually. You know, Gen G are going to have to respect the util that Full Sense have to play with.
There's no other choice. Dude, look at how many shots it takes to break that.
Yeah, they still haven't broken it.
चार लोग ट्राई कर रहे थे तोड़ने की बात। कोई नहीं तोड़ पाया।
Surely you don't overlook this now, though. Oh, and the trip.
वो अकेले टेक्सचर के पास शेरिफ है। वो देखो कहाँ ट्रिप लगा के गया है वो।
Yeah, where can you really go here as Gen G? Another trip. So 30 seconds, sub 30 seconds as they start to attempt an entry into the A site. Ash has actually somehow run over Sephiroth, but Spike still needs to cross into the site. Hold on a minute here. If they can get a plan, Raxkel's gotten 2. What is the meaning of this? Full sense, this round looked like yours every day of the week, and now all of a sudden Gen G pulling a rabbit out the hat. Jit Boys has been spotted, the wall tripped, he can't go anywhere. Raxkel is absolutely styling on full sense, and now it is all on the shoulders of Cruz, who is 2 and 9 thus far in the map, but no better time to try and pull off a clutch round than this one. I can't imagine it goes his way. What a round from Rascal!
Oh, and he's dancing. He's popping off. He's emoting on the stage. I can't. Oh, what on earth?
I mean, just out of nowhere.
ये किल बहुत बड़ा था Ash का.
But like, let's take a look at how it happens, right? He gets up close enough, uses like that little wall or coverage.
Whoa, the shot on Primi was super clean, bro.
The classic gets the kill. He goes a bit further in towards screens as well, which is extra kills. His opponents weren't anticipating that position. Oh no.
Oh, well, is that the straw that breaks the camel's back for Full Sense? Thought that recovery was on offer. They did pretty well at the back end of that first half. They win the pistol in the second. And, you know, it seems like they're going to put it together, but immediately getting broken like that.
Right.
Gen G should be more than likely up to double digits now.
Again, it's this composition, the way the players play it, it's all theoretical. It works out very nicely until it doesn't, because players like Raxkel just do the unthinkable. Killua into position. Gen G knowingly not wanting to give up any of their weapons for free.
Cheeky line for Klurge. Not cheeky enough.
अब क्या करेंगे भाई 5 राउंड लीड हो जाएगा जो एक इन लोग ने इको थ्रो कर दिया ना सबसे क्रूशियल पॉइंट था वो पूरे गेम का
Hopefully able to get at least one.
Yeah, Primi could do some work.
ये क्या करेगा बेचारा यहाँ पे
Usually,
oh never
these
mind
kinds of situations where he's pretty isolated and all he has to do is shoot. He does get some util down as well, and there's a headshot onto Karen.
दो मार दिया 3v3 और क्या क्लीन खेल रहा है प्रीमी ये मैप चैट
to hold on to the site. Plan's going to go down in a second here, and Rascal with an opportunity
ये
to
ना
once
मान
again put that Guardian to good use. 10-5.
ये ना मान रहा भाई
Genji have double digits, and Full Sense have a mountain to climb.
Just punching through that ticket. Genji
Ult भी load up हो गया
really eager to get themselves that flawless run into playoffs. And for everything that Pilsky was talking about as well, even with his prediction up for Full Sense, like champions points, guys. But this looks just crushing. They had the round, they had the pistol, they had the setups. What is this? It's gonna be the full buy now, but Full Sense are gonna need everything just to try and even out the score. You have to listen in to Genji on the attack though.
Facts. Facts. Jid boys भी खेल लेता है कभी.
A 플래시 체크.
얘 후방인가 보다.
컨택. 펜트 봐줄게. 나 플래시 안 찍혀서 다른 곳 많을 수도 있어. 오케이. 펜트 한번 내려갔다 올래?
확인. 소리 낼게. 소리 낼게.
B 내공으로 액션 주고 A 스프릿 어때? 아니야 완전 천천히 가야 돼. 지금 B앱은 또 컨택할게. 올라와. B앱은 다시 컨택할게.
샷건 조심해봐 일단. 이거
B맨 들킴. 라우로 까줄게 그러면.
B맨 대기야 무조건. 나
उसको बोल रहा है B में वॉकअप करना चालू कर हम लोग ये कांटेक्ट लेते हैं.
A 플레이 체크. A 형 확인. 해본 거.
It's really calling for plays, but still recognizing the fact that there are loads of layers of trips on top of trips. So just breaking them and staying frosty enough just in case there is a reaction around it. They've broken that. It's going to be a mid-round rotation back over onto A side, but there is a crossfire here out towards Heaven.
कैसे tier 2 में कोई चीज बता मेरे भाई.
Prowler out.
सारे प्लेयर tier 1 ही थे ना उनके.
Given away, but I don't know how you push into this as Genji. Surely you've got to be calling the cancel. Raxel's going to be saved. Are they still going to go? There's 20 seconds left here. I mean, Genji don't really have many options left, and so Texture will go bouncing forward to try to buy a bit of space. Athena holding on to the spike right here. Waiting for the go signal, but when is that go signal? 12 seconds now. They are not getting the entries that they need. I mean, just too much time taken by Genji. Nothing to be done. Primi holds strong, and so too to Full Sense. 10-6. It's not over yet.
There is some hope. And look at that spray transfer that was just pulled off as well. Disgusting. Just sit down. Click your mouse around while holding mouse 1. And onto the grab net too, which for a second I thought like it didn't hit everyone. It's just so lovely.
Timeout.
वो कॉन्टैक्ट के चक्कर में हुआ. अब सोलो भाई को समझ में आ गया होगा गेम. बता देंगे सोलो भाई कैसे खेलना है. क्लोज भाई जीबी गिफ्ट कर अच्छे हैं. रैंक अप नहीं हो रहा ब्रोशो से आयरन 3 को बता दो कुछ. एम पे काम करो मेरे भाई.
But it can't take that much time. They always start to go down to a bit of that time crunch. Getting that spike in. We saw a bit of that on the sunset as well.
Every time लिए.
In the midst of all that though, of course, as always, ultimates are starting to come afoot. You still have Seekers available for Killa, which can be useful for a potential retake. But I'm keeping my eye on Texture as well as Athena. Not to mention perhaps Ashe too.
Fnatic भी fast खेलने
So
लगी
we'll see again.
तो नया मेटा वही है यार. नया मेटा is double duelist punch in.
Genji are still in this
race. The fakes are all pump fakes. That's it.
So are Full Sense. It's a very, like, patient waiting game almost sometimes. 4-1, perhaps with an intention to just explode onto B site.
देख तेरा motive क्या है उस PC को लेके.
Look at those
shallow
trips outside of
garage. उसके हिसाब से बनवा. सिर्फ Valorant ही खेलेगा तो अच्छा CPU ले, decent motherboard, अच्छा RAM और decent GPU works. और variety खेलना है तो फिर खर्चा करना पड़ेगा.
Walls up, trying to draw out some of that defensive util.
But most of the times now,
no commitment from Genji.
कम में भी ज़्यादा हो जाता है, काम हो जाता है पूरा.
Doesn't seem as though the intention was ever to really go to the side there for Genji. They've kind of left Karen up to his own devices over on the A side of the map.
Just to see. And the wall quickly dealt with.
Chamber अच्छा है क्या ranked? बिल्कुल बहुत अच्छा है.
Perhaps setting up for an ace.
हर map भी खेल सकते हो मन्ने तो.
So defensive as well.
जल्दी the late.
Looking for trips again.
हाँ अच्छा है फिर अच्छा है. Good enough मेरे भाई.
Oh, that's a nice entry from Texture.
प्रीमी वहाँ पे jump ही कर रहा था, crouch कर लिया नीचे.
Oh,
30 सेकंड. 30 सेकंड हुआ अभी. हर जगह 2 different 2v2s. नहीं 4v2s 5v2s.
B to A or A to B is going to be quite difficult now that they've lost control.
अरे भाई 20 सेकंड है commit कर दो. ओ भाई.
Defensive utility, so why not B?
Yeah, Texture was flying in onto Kalua's head. Somehow there's no one there to trade it, but eventually Ash gets in on top of Kalua. Cruz needs to be found as well and cannot calibrate with the judge. So Genji are into B and they will get a plan.
2-12 है वो 2 kill 12 death. Oh Ash.
Easy kill for Ash.
Ash निकाल गया round.
Just Jip Boys left alive. Spiel an 11th for Genji. They are slowly edging their way towards that line.
Off the timeout as well. And that's just incredible work by Texture.
Cruise का round था exactly निकाल लेता Cruise भाई round.
Was it Killua?
इसको लोग 3 angle पे expect कर रहे थे.
He would have gone for that
just 16ish 15-16ish per year.
Especially off the Seekers too, like you were thinking that you'd have the information.
Like shotgun after the nerfs. क्या बात कर रहा है यार? क्या बात कर रहा है? अभी ये Texture और Ash की तो चिपक रही थी वैसी.
Well put together round by Genji.
Sorry, Karen और Ash की.
Presence and then back over onto middle. They managed to find the opening.
उसने मारा ही गलत जगह.
Weakens the B site. Despite, you know, some slight whiffs here and there, ultimately
membership लो उधर aim guide live stream
for Cruz to find something with that judge, but didn't happen. And you talk about that line as well, it's just starting to run away from full sense now. The passive, the hyper defensive plays, it's like it could work, but it's always just so tentative. They're trying to take some forward space now.
Fight कर रहा है B-Minded boys. Ooh, gets one.
Well, that's one way to do it. Just take matters into your own hands. Jip Boys.
साला heal भी हो जाएगा ना.
Needed to get some work done.
पर Killua वे लोग 3 लोग A push कर रहे हैं.
Push from Primi as well. Axel's going to be hearing all that util getting tossed. So be aware that Full Sense have taken some space.
7 होता है इको जाते 10-8.
Jit Boys, he could get topped off.
वो हारते नहीं तो मैं भी अभी तक ये लोग लीड पे होते.
Still marking Garage just in case, but
maybe.
Otherwise, it's Genji who needs to pick a point. Athena, Ash.
भी 2 राइफल है. They're gambling A.
Notice, but we're back.
वो अकेले क्रूज पे B छोड़ दिए. अगर इनको रीड आया ना जेंजी को, भाई जेंजी को कमिट नहीं करना चाहिए. ए माँ कसम एफिना का एक पे अल्ट है वहाँ पे और भी नहीं है पर.
Scoured or scouted out by Genji yet.
खराब नसीब मेरे भाई खराब नसीब.
On Full Sense side.
Commit A please.
30 seconds left.
Got a good setup here from
Just go to B, go to B from Vents. That's it. Go to B from Vents. तुम्हारे भाई के पास B main है. Nice, nice, beautiful, beautiful. Go B.
20 seconds to get into this site. Cruz is there to anchor. If Cruz can hold and survive and maybe grab himself a kill, it'll be a huge difference maker. On the other side of the smoke though, Karen will go through. Cruz is out of the picture now.
Nice,
that is a brilliant mid-round call from Genji that might just get them to 12. Nightfall goes through, Athena wins the duel against Primi. And now Full Sense with their backs against the wall need something. They're not getting anything.
Beautiful calling, Athena.
Only Kalua and Sephiroth to try and save this day. Got it all the way to map 3, but map 3 might end in disaster for Full Sense anyway.
Blunder से बचा. बहुत बड़ा blunder होता है ये.
Just feels like the same story, you know, all that effort, they finally got the pistol, but it still can't amount to much else. There's some desperate shots with the pistols, but ultimately need to go down to the spike for the round loss bonus.
Rifle थी ना उसके पास?
They might get, you know, a bit of
boost in cash,
but it's still up against series point, and I don't know if Full Sense have it in them to go 6 more and beyond that. I mean, look at this.
खत्म है ये.
The reads, the trips, they had it all, but Cruz couldn't, you know, he was trying to set up for the team to get a safe transit over.
being one step quicker. next आ रहा हूँ सिमिलैरिटी है दो न्यू प्लेयर एक न्यू आईजीएल दोनों अच्छा खेलने लगे बात तो सही है बात तो सही है मैं तो ये साल के स्टार्टिंग में बोला भी था यार 100 थीव्स अच्छा ही खेलेगी टिमोटिनो बहुत मचा के आया था एसेंशन में भाई और वोरा भी मचा के आया था ऑलमोस्ट सारे प्लेयर गए एक अच्छी टीम में 7 भी गया बीबीएल में बीबीएल नहीं पैसिफिक में वो सब भी अच्छे प्लेयर्स थे यार एंड एक्चुअली वो असेंशन के विनर्स एक भी प्लेयर नहीं है अभी टियर 1 में और जो लोग सेकंड आए थे वो लोग अभी चैंपियंस हैं एक बड़े टूर्नामेंट के चैंपियंस बन चुके हैं वो लोग
Lead up a bit of a dry. There's a boombot invested, so one less thing to worry about.
Nothing seen A, just a...
Texar with the showstopper here, surely has to be getting at least one. Chip Boys has nowhere to go. And Boombot going to start to open things up. Sephiroth can't double down. B-side under real pressure, but still two players here to defend. Cruz doing a great job of holding his own smoke and then some. A 4K from Cruz when it matters most. The game is not yet done for Full Sense.
Always the leader that was needed, and he finally finds those kills. Was sitting on 2 for, I think, the longest time. Wanted to retire at some point in this year, but now brought back, and he still has it. The taps.
Ooh, clean, clean, clean. Readjustments were so clean.
Okay, 5 more.
I'm done smoking. Cruz jaldi the late.
Starts off with a barrier mash that gets quickly blown apart by Gen G. This time not going around B garage any further.
ये मैच का कोई मतलब नहीं है वैसे. Just
full
saying.
sense though. It's just this quick full rotation over. Gen G are making assumptions that there's no one on B.
Go, go, go.
Totally useless match है ये.
There are players working around the B.
Oh, shot बे अबे Cruz क्या चालू है?
Texar lots to do. Can't get it done.
Just
too many players in heaven
there
for
Gen G to
really deal with. That's a really nice mid-round call from Full Sense. They had the players exactly where they needed them to be. Karen eats the flash. So an easy kill for Kalua, who doesn't quite manage to double down, in fact. That's not yet over, although Maxwell's going to have a pretty tough time of getting anywhere.
Pinch हो गए भाई मेरे आप.
So you have a fairly unbreakable crossfire established. Primi in behind. Will get himself one more.
Who is supporting?
12 to 8. Full Sense are not going down without a fight.
हारेंगे तो RF करके हारेंगे.
I have to admit that was
अबे अब क्या इको आ गया?
Neat way to dodge the grab net too, but
Gen G hero buy करेगी?
Yeah.
I don't think so hero buy करेगी भाई.
It's all the conditioning work from before because Full Sense always had those trips set up around B site. Gen G kind of thinks it's not a safe position.
Wall spam कर रहा था.
Approach the attack differently, but Full Sense have all the setups.
Chit boys वहाँ पे wall spam करने गया था. अबे hero buy किया है Ash ने.
Ultimates available, and it's not impossible. Full Sense can at least bring this up to a 10th.
Let's see, bro.
We have seen more insane rounds as well. Things done on an eco. Gen G.
है तो planes हाँ.
Looking to poke around.
वो already planes ही खेलने वाले. वो सिर्फ planes पे अपने position सुधार सकते हैं.
Can't really do it safely and
Chip
Boys
expects
around.
Again, always danger in a round like this, particularly when Ash has a rifle in hand. Can't count this one over and done with just yet for Full Sense.
Definitely not. Back towards middle. Forces Gen G to spend some of that utility just to check and clear. They have positions for a B split.
Yeah, seems they're going to try it again. Still got that cosmic divide. Karen's been holding on to it for a little bit. I imagine we're going to be seeing it in this round.
Actually निकाल सकते हैं chat game.
Invested from Sephiroth.
इसके बाद 3 round ही रहते हैं.
Game plan is kind of given away.
1,000.
Gen G could call the cancel, but they don't really have a lot of time to pivot back over to A and start clearing out that side of the map. So it would seem they're just going to commit to it here.
Cloth mouse pad है बहुत अच्छा है.
Do if they chance their way into the B side.
मैंने काफी use किया है.
They'll give it a little bit of time to add some element of doubt to Full Sense's hold, but realistically speaking, there's no reason for them to pivot off of this B side at all. Really waiting that timer down. 15 seconds. Genji, they've got to go. Texture has himself one. Showstopper from Chip Boys. Looking for multiple. It's only going to land onto Athena. There's still some good tags coming through here. If the spike was in hand for Karan and he had moved a second earlier, he might have been able to get a plant, but not the case this time. And he might not even hold on to this rifle. Pretty will finish it off the back end. 9 for full sense. The recovery continues.
Still a really expensive round though for full sense. Look at their economy now. They're not going to be able to afford the full buy.
China में हो चुका है 5-0.
Genji, even with pistols alone, always lethal. Forces that showstopper out. I mean, it was pretty neat that the positions that Full Sense had, you know, they back themselves
Next
up.
round पूरा full commit करने के लिए है. Send it वाली utilities है.
But Genji just kind of waited out patiently. They didn't really commit to the round.
Texture का 2 पे ult, Athena का 2 पे ult, Rascal का 2 पे ult. एक का तो अल्ट लोड होगा कैरन के बाद, मतलब कैरन का अल्ट यूसेज पे कोई तो अल्ट लोड करेगा. अभी देखना है जेंजी के मैक्रोस क्या है ये राउंड पे. स्टार्ट किया. प्लान इज टू फाइट मिड एंड देन गो बैक. वापस बी मेन लेंगे शायद, या तो फोर्स कर देंगे हेवन सीधा. ट्रैप टूटी.
Genji have certainly been spending a lot of battle resource in this half.
Evolve कर दिया है.
Going to try for an A split this time instead of a B split.
Primi watching the angle.
Primi side खेल रहा है. Primi के पास ult है.
Maybe they're not.
Going back heaven. B main वापस. अरे यार. B main पे Jit Boys पूरा push कर दिया है.
Jit Boys on the walk.
Okay, Jit.
There's a lot happening in this round. A lot could go wrong for Genji. Spike in transition. Back to Vents. Will get there before Jit Boys spots him.
Heaven flash करके check किया.
Oh, and Cruz spotting that out.
Texture की तो fielding set है भाई.
Couple of players honest towards B. Cosmic Divide goes down. Jit Boys does manage to catch Texture in middle, but this is where the A offensive, if it works for Genji, could just about win them this map. Swing in, Kalua deals with it.
Shot Athena.
Athena's quick on the trade for Cruz, but there's still just too much to do. And Genji are having so much time busting through this defense of Full Sense. It's now starting to feel doable.
It's always going to be that same issue though, right? Okay, and now Genji are looking a little bit broke too. So overtime very much so possible. But by the time they get onto site even, it's down to 10 seconds or 15 at least if you really want to be that accurate, be technical. But like they slide in and Full Sense are all around in position. Even if they do want to trade it out, the site's just not clean.
ये कोटी हो सकता है, ये कोटी हो सकता है. स्लो खेल के हारेंगे. नहीं, वो लोग काफी मैप कंट्रोल के लिए खेलना चाह रहे हैं. पर उसके आगे कुछ हो नहीं रहा है. क्योंकि पता है वो लोग के पास 2 सेंटिनल है. तो इन्फो मैप की बहुत ज्यादा रहेगी. प्लस उनका एक प्लेयर एक्टिव खेल रहा है. या तो वो जिट बॉयज है या तो वो क्रूज है. वो दोनों के दोनों एक एक्सट्रीम पुश करने का ट्राई कर रहे हैं. और कितना इन्फो रह रहा है उसके बाद भाई.
So let's not forget that as a possibility.
They are starting this round with a lot more forward space this time. They've managed to take a ramp and Full Sense are turtling up.
वापस मिड मिला.
Textures.
वापस एक स्प्लिट हो सकता है. पर यहाँ पे आयुष देखो, किलुआ के पास अल्ट है, क्रूज के पास अल्ट है. बाय तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं है जेंजी का. बहुत खराब बाय. नसीब रहा तो निकलेगा. 2 अल्ट्स लोडिंग है यहाँ पर.
Seekers on their way through. Trying to get Kalua a little bit of information there. Relay bolt forward, Prowler as well. Ash again, no success on the entry, and Athena can only find 1 trade. It's not enough, certainly, for Genji. Full Sense up to 11. One more round. And Full Sense can secure the OT. They could still win this series.
Yep, the dream is real. Get a champ's point. Any bit could count. Finish off this group stage with a bang. And this one, it kind of worked out really neatly. They had the read, they had the Seekers. Ash with the read, didn't quite get the right lineup for it, so it doesn't bounce off and go towards the back end. But again, this is what it's all down for. Genji have 3 ultimates now, 3 big ones. Steel Guard, Showstopper, Nightfall. They can bank all of it down to just 1 site hit.
1 महीना और कर, आराम से हो जाएगा. या तो
otherwise
100 कैलोरी से कार्डियो बढ़ा दे.
That's what they've been looking for, really. All it takes is one big boom here for Genji, and they'll win the map 13 to 11. But they've got to make sure they choose the right side.
Right, this should be the round, bhai. This should be the round.
Towards middle.
कोई blunder नहीं करना है.
Hoping to get his one kill.
इतने सारे ults हैं. अबे प्रीमी और सेफरोथ दोनों एक साइड पे खेल रहे हैं, देखो.
Showstopper on the other side. If he's not careful,
क्या gamble है B पे.
Will be cleaned out by Ash again. You know, we're probably just having to wait another 30-40 seconds before we really get to see anything in this round. Genji just have so much util that they can use to delay full senses approach. Still Garden does get ripped, and so does Nightfall. The B side
कितना time buy किया है.
on offer here for Genji, but they haven't found their entries just yet. Texture desperately hunting for it. Showstopper going to go right on top of Cruz. It was a good spam. He was a guess, really. But it's only a 1-for-1 so far, and the entries are not clean enough. Texture faltering a little bit.
1v2.
Gets himself at least one, and that's enough. It's a 1v2 now for Sephiroth to try to negotiate, and it's not enough. Genji will not falter at the final hurdle. The 11th hour was not too much. They clean out a perfect group stage and take the top of the pack in their group.
Try था.
Damn close.
Try था. Heavy try था भाई full sense
and 11.
बड़े आपके बाद भी try किया.
From full sense, like they're getting closer. They're getting there. But not the win, not yet.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be painful for full sense, certainly. You are seeing, I think, definitely some signs that they're getting a little bit more comfortable. I mean,
shooting was good, bro. Shooting was
a really good final map there on the Deadlock, which is a far cry from what we saw in sort of the first week or two when he was playing it. So, I think there's definitely still something to be said for this full sense roster going into
आज तो नहीं है यार, आज तो मुश्किल हो सकता है वो गेम.
But that said,
you
know, it's still going to be a long road ahead for full sense, as the Des was talking about.
क्या ये लोग अभी इन लोग का गेम खत्म हुआ क्या? अरे माँ कसम ये देखो.
मैं जाता हूँ भाई, तुम लोग डुओ करो.
तो वो बलून वाला खेलते चाहिए तो.
अरे बलून वाला बहुत बीटी गेम है, देखा मैंने.
हैदराबाद कहाँ जा रहे?
बहुत बीटी गेम है. क्या बलून भाई?
कुछ अच्छा लाओ ना, जैसे ये हॉरर वाला लाए थे. ये बलून वाला तो थोड़ा वो था भाई.
अरे हाइड्रा भाई, ये जो बैठी है ना आपकी पत्नी, उनको घंटा खेलने नहीं आ रहा था, जंप करके क्लिक करने नहीं आ रहा था उनको सिंक करने, और अभी बोल रही है बेकार गेम है.
वो कर रही थी.
अरे उनको मारने ही नहीं आ रहा था भाई. पास में वो भी है. चलो क्या कर रहे हैं, आ जाओ ना, कुछ तो करते हैं यार. क्लच भाई स्ट्रीम करनी है.
हर्ष भाई
क्या नया लाओ, बनाओ गेम खुद.
ओए आओ चैट किक पे करेंगे, आ जाओ.
कुछ ऐसा टास्क वास कंप्लीट करने वाला हो ना.
मैं भी वो गेम खत्म किया कल, चाय वाली.
हाँ गोटेड गेम है, गोटेड गेम.
भाई क्या स्टोरी है भाई, क्या स्टोरी है भाई.
आओ चैट किक पे आओ, किक पे करेंगे. आगे की स्ट्रीम किक पे.
गेम का नाम क्या है?
आगे की स्ट्रीम किक पे होगी दोस्तों.
ओए फास्मो खेलना है?
नहीं.
फिर ये हाइड्रा भाई जो नया गेम बोले थे, देखो लिंक भेजे थे, वो खेलना है?
रुको. लाइव ऑन किक.
चलेगा ना, चालू तो होगा.
लाइव
पढ़ता है आप ही नो.
लाइव ऑन किक.
नहीं फास्मो नहीं है वो.
कौन सा बोल रहे हो तुम लोग, क्या बोल रहे हो?
वो कुछ तो हैंड्स कुछ तो है.
लाइव ऑन किक.
क्या है पर
पता नहीं, कुछ तो होगा.
गेम क्या है?